there's, countless stories of people victimized, whether it's for race or their gender.
Litigants have 30 days to submit more information. McGlynn could issue a ruling, including a possible permanent injunction, shortly thereafter. In East St. Louis, I'm Greg Bishop.
Speaking yesterday at the City Club of Chicago, CTA President Dorval Carter saying his transit agency is woefully underfunded.
It is much easier to say the bureaucracy is the problem. Let's rearrange a few things than to make tough decisions and take tough votes about raising revenue.
He said more state funding is the key to undoing decades of underinvestment in the CTA. Carter has faced a growing number of critics, including groups of aldermen who signed a non-binding resolution demanding he either quit or be fired by Mayor Brandon Johnson. The governor also seems to be pushing him out.
Look, a lot of changes are going to have to take place. There's no doubt at CTA, and I think that's going to take some new leadership.
CTA faces a $500 million budget deficit in less than a year. In other news, we're following an ex-Gary, Indiana police commander faces child pornography charges. James Bond was arrested yesterday after being indicted on federal charges. A federal judge is declaring a mistrial in the case of former AT&T Illinois president accused of trying to bribe ex-Illinois House Speaker, Democrat Michael Madigan. Lawyers in the case say they will meet next week to discuss next steps. The smell of burnt marijuana no longer justifies a warrantless police search of a vehicle in Illinois. The state Supreme Court made the ruling yesterday, all due to changes in Illinois marijuana laws. A well-known, long-running restaurant in the Loop is closing its doors. Seafood restaurant Catch 35 at Wacker and Dearborn will close their Leo Burnett building location next month. The owner telling ABC7 Chicago they've never truly recovered from pandemic shutdowns. The restaurant, which featured live jazz, has been operating in the building for about 35 years. The restaurant's last day, October 19. Pair of struggling offenses will try to get right when the Bears visit the Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium on Sunday. The Jets kick off Week 3 with a 24-3 win over the Patriots last night. Cody Bellinger and Seiya Suzuki had big nights. Cubs down the Nationals 7-6 at Wrigley. Jamison Taillon will start for the Northsiders against Washington this afternoon. White Sox begin a weekend series with San Diego. College football, the Fighting Irish host Miami and the Red Hawks. Number 24 Fighting Illini open up Big Ten play tomorrow, or tonight actually, with a game against number 22 Nebraska at Memorial Stadium. Illini 3-0. Northwestern battles the Washington Huskies, traveling to Husky Stadium tomorrow. High school Friday Night Lights, it's a big one. Number 15 St. Rita, number 9 St. Francis, and also a big one. Number 7 Barrington and number 17 Maine South, along with Marist battling Joliet Catholic under Friday Night Lights. The news service of Crosscom Public Adjusters. They've helped thousands. CrosscomPublicAdjusters.com. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Larry Elder sees the White House using a tragedy.
The president put out a statement. Ending this gun violence epidemic is personal to me. That's why I signed into law the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, the most meaningful gun safety bill in decades. He took the occasion to immediately push for more gun control without knowing any real information about how the shooter got the gun.
The Larry Elder Show, weeknights at 8, right before Sean Hannity at 10 on AM 560. The Answer.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine.
Not fun.
Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
There is a place in northern Illinois that people have come from all around the globe seeking treasure.
It's amazing. I didn't know what to expect, but when I got there, I was surrounded by all kinds of gold and silver.
An actual place where you're surrounded by treasure?
I've known that gold and silver were a good investment, but I really didn't want to buy it through the mail. At Fox Valley Coins, I basically walked in, picked out what I wanted, paid cash, and walked out with gold and silver.
Walk in with paper and walk out with actual gold and silver bars. For decades, Fox Valley Coins has traded paper dollars for actual gold and silver. They buy and sell. The treasure map is available at foxvalleycoins.com. They are on Route 59, 1 light north of I-88 in Naperville, Illinois. Again, for info and the map, seek foxvalleycoins.com.
5:11. Let's get a check of the roads now. Team Hochberg. Traffic Center time. A service this morning of Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America NA, copyright 2024. Crystal Lake this morning. Report of an accident, Crystal Lake Avenue and Main. I-57 roadwork causing problems inbound between Cicero and 167th. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts next. Now your official Chicagoland weather forecast in the AM 560 Weather Center. Here's our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
Partly sunny, warm, humid day. Thunderstorm in spots into the early afternoon. A high today up to 87. Clearing tonight, low 64. Partly sunny, warm, and less humid tomorrow, the high 89. Shower and thunderstorm, cooler on Sunday, high 75. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
Light rain mostly to our west. Aurora right now, Waukegan to our north getting some light rain. DuPage Airport, rain showers right now. 73 and cloudy at O'Hare. Your next news update is at 5:30, and Chicago's Morning Answer starts next on AM 560, The Answer.
What a waste of time, money, and vacation days. Hi, Amy Jacobson here. And if you've had a bad knee or hip replacement surgery, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because sometimes the surgery doesn't even work. But there is an alternative, QC Kinetics. Check it out before you go under the knife. QC Kinetics uses your own body's properties to repair damaged joint tissue due to arthritis or an injury. Folks, it's regenerative medicine. Think about it. If you cut your hand, it eventually heals. But don't take my word for it. Find out for yourself with a free consultation. And what's really cool is the fact that Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, the National Medical Director and former orthopedic surgeon, is located right here in the Chicago area. Call now to end your chronic pain and learn more about QC Kinetics. They have new locations in Gurnee and Crystal Lake. Saturday appointments available. The number to call is 312-809-5955. That's 312-809-5955. 312-809-5955.
At Catholic Cemeteries of Chicago, we honor tradition, celebrate faith, and cherish memories. Take an active role in establishing your legacy for future generations by pre-planning your final arrangements today. Alleviate your loved ones of future financial burden. Lock in today's prices and take advantage of interest-free financing and no hidden fees. Visit CatholicCemeteriesChicago.org or call 708-236-5490 to schedule a free consultation today.
Are you looking for fair news coverage out of the nation's capital? Join the Center Square's Editor-in-Chief Dan McCaleb and DC Bureau Chief Casey Harper as they discuss all things coming out of Washington, D.C.
And as you said, I did a fact check on this because I really found it pretty misleading. Gas prices, yes, are down. But if you look at food prices, they increased.
No spin, just the news. Listen to the America in Focus podcast at americastalking.com or wherever you get your podcast.
If you own or run a business and you listen to AM 560, you might not realize that the conservative programming that you enjoy is supported by advertisers. Our loyal listeners love to do business with the advertisers they hear every day on AM 560. Now, it probably won't surprise you that there are some businesses who avoid advertising with us because they don't like what we do here. And that's okay, because our audience wants to support businesses that support what we do and think like we think. We would love to have you join the list of successful companies who are already reaching new, like-minded customers. Most AM 560 advertisers have been here for years for one simple reason: they get results. Join our efforts to make a difference in the lives of our listeners who are passionate about supporting our great family of AM 560 advertisers. To learn more, just visit 560theanswer.com/advertise. That's 560theanswer.com/advertise.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, doctors Economos, Gave Alice, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidiscipline practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists on site. They use the newest breakthroughs in dental technology such as titanium implants, Invisalign clear braces, and laser treatments. Don't let fear get in the way. They can recommend sedation to make your experience as comfortable as possible. Best Dental Group is located in historic downtown Bartlett and is a multilingual office. Call 630-830-4930, 630-830-4930, or visit bestdental.org. Best Dental Group, sharing your conservative values and helping you to conserve your teeth.
This is Seth Leibson for townhall.com. Israel has carried off a mission impossible, the technological and psychological equivalent of its raid on Entebbe in Uganda in 1976. There, Israel rescued over 100 hostages, losing only one Israeli soldier, Yonatan Netanyahu, the brother of Bibi. Of course, the UN Secretary General condemned Israel then, for the sad story of this world is too many simply do not want Israel to defend itself, rescue its hostages, or even exist at all. We see that in the condemnations of Israel's communications devices' attack on Hezbollah in Lebanon today, and we see it from people who never have criticized the A-team of terrorism, Hezbollah, a group that takes credit for thousands of deaths, including hundreds of Americans. These jihadists are responsible for tremendous violence and mayhem. Taking them on and out is what those with morally guided dictionaries should call justice. What Israel is accomplishing should be praised with amazement at its ingenuity. May it be a clear step toward a decisive victory for us and our ally.
Quick delivery service. What do you need delivered today?
Hi, I'm trying to work through a last-minute to-do list for my boss. Can you deliver a hard drive to the Loop in Chicago?
We can deliver that today.
Okay, can you deliver 20 boxes to a client in Rockford?
We can deliver that today.
Can you deliver 12 pallets of tile to our customer in Naperville?
We can deliver that today.
Can you deliver a large envelope to Northbrook?
We can deliver that today.
Oh my gosh, I think my water just broke. Can you...
We cannot deliver that.
Quick Delivery Service delivers your package no matter the size. More than just a messenger service, Quick Delivery Service is a messenger and trucking service that can also provide scheduled routes for your daily delivery or your air shipment. Trucks are equipped to handle the load and provide ground-level service for same-day delivery. The Quick Delivery Service team of safe, licensed professionals can provide quick door-to-door service for your special delivery. QuickDelivery.com. That's QuickDelivery.com. We deliver that today. But we don't deliver this.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
Now, from the Signature Bank Studios. This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. Personality hires. Well, you got to have a lot of excess cash hanging around, I guess, to make personality hires. Gen Z workers say they should be hired for their personality, not productivity. Mm-hmm. Ever had one of those? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. The personality hire is the person whose function in a corporate setting is to provide the jokes, banter, playfulness needed in order to, quote, set the vibes, unquote. In
so
fact,
who's that person here on our show?
Well, obviously it's me.
I mean, of course.
Lighten the mood, right?
Nope.
Fun, playful. Corporate America employee Bella Rosa Mortel, 22-year-old self-proclaimed chief vibes officer.
No.
Told her Business Insider previous managers have appreciated her energy, calling it the nicest compliment she has received. There's examples of this. This is, I guess, popular sharing going on TikTok. She said she does these this integration of Gen Z lingo into the office parlance, and she did these TikTok videos. And the manager at the software company she works at found the videos hilarious. In a team call yesterday, he was like, "Before we get started, Bella Rose, do you want to set the vibes for our call today?"
Oh God, stop.
Her videos have sparked realization among so-called personality hires who feel their mission is to lighten things up, not lighten someone else's workload.
312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line. You could also talk to us on our text line, 64636. Type in DA, then a quick comment.
I'll tell you, I mean, it's pretty innovative. I mean, if you can get away with this scam, then, good for you.
I would have to say, I think our vibe director is definitely Justin Kosick, hands down.
The personality hire is also the client whisperer. The personality hire is crucial to the social equilibrium of the workplace. That's some of the benefits provided by the personality hire.
Does he provide that though? I don't know.
That's what I say. I think it's.
Right.
I mean, I'll tell you, there's a way to test it. Who's
Okay,
the personality
what are we
hire
doing?
and who's the workhorse. There's this test that was posted. It's the 8th grade Constitution test in Illinois. 15 questions. All right.
Oh God.
Let's see who's.
You
Let's
tell
see.
me we're going to do math today or have
No,
a
it's no
quiz.
math. No, Constitution test. No math.
Constitution test. Okay.
No. All right. So we'll alternate these questions. I haven't taken the test. I'm
Oh,
fairly
God.
confident I'm going to do well.
Are we seriously doing this?
We're doing it because we have to see is who's bringing the personality, lightening the mood, setting the vibe, and who is the staid, pasty, white egghead.
Are Quinn and Justin going to play along with
No.
us too?
No.
Oh, wait.
It's for 8th graders.
I know, but 5th grade math sometimes is
You're still not. It's still not math. It's the Constitution. Do you want the first question, or do you want me to take the first question?
No, just.
They're true and false.
I know.
You get a 50-50 shot.
Okay.
Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I'm going to go first. Illinois became a state in 1848 and was the 21st state. True or false?
Are you answering that, or are you asking
No,
me?
I'm asking you. Illinois became a state in 1848 and was the 21st state.
That's
Dan
false.
Proft, is that true or false?
False. Became a state in 1818.
Correct. And it was the 21st state, though, but it became a state in 1818.
All right, number 2 for you. Both the Illinois Constitution and the United States Constitution have a Bill of Rights. True or false?
That is true.
Correct. All right.
Dear
We're
Lord, I'm
tied
sweating over
1-1.
here.
All right, let's go next.
All right. The 10th Amendment of the United States Constitution recognizes the power of states. True or false, Dan Proft?
True.
You are correct.
Yeah. Number 4, the biggest item in state spending is for highways. True or false?
In Illinois, isn't it for government? Hey-o. No, it is for highways. Build back better.
That is not true.
It's not true? It's false. I mean, false. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it
You've
the environment?
fallen behind.
Is it healthcare?
The biggest item in state spending?
Is what?
Yeah, it's Medicaid.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. No, this is my turn. Go ahead.
Most Illinois court cases take place in the circuit courts. True or false? Correct. You are true.
All right. The original 13 colonies included Kentucky. True or false?
False.
True. That's correct. You're right. Oh, yeah, it's my turn now.
The United States Constitution allows for laws to be made on subjects that did not even exist in 1787.
True.
Correct. You're true.
All right. We're halfway home. You're
I'm
down
sweating
one.
over here. I can't stand this.
Your state legislature has the same lawmaking scope as the U.S. Congress. True or false?
False.
That's right.
They don't have the same lawmaking abilities.
You got it.
Am I right?
Yes.
Oh, baby.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead.
The U.S. House of Representatives has nothing to do with the impeachment of a president. True or false? No.
That's false.
Yeah. False. Okay. That was an easy one.
Yours, the Declaration of Independence was the nation's first constitution. True or false?
False.
Right. What was it?
All
right. We'll give you false. Articles of Confederation. All right. My turn. Go ahead.
The Bill of Rights are this is so. Why do you get the easy ones?
These are all easy, but anyway, go
well,
ahead.
you get a really, really easy one. The Bill of Rights are the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. True or false?
True.
Okay.
The U.S. Supreme Court justices are appointed by Congress. True or false?
It is false. The president appoints U.S. Supreme Court justices. But the Senate has to confirm them.
Very good.
Because those hearings are fun. That Brett Kavanaugh one, I will never forget that as long as I live.
You must have been watching Schoolhouse Rock lately. Okay, go ahead.
The Declaration of Independence came before the signing of the U.S. Constitution. True or false, Dan Proft?
True.
Correct. Yes.
States can make treaties with foreign countries.
Hold on. States can make treaties with foreign countries? No, they can't.
Mm-hmm. Did you answer it so you knew it was true or false? Did you answer it on the screen?
No.
Okay. All right. Just checking. We
Just
don't want
doesn't
cheating.
Smell right, if you know what I mean.
Uh-huh. All right. Last one.
Federalism is the sharing of power by the federal government and state governments. True or false?
That's true.
Correct.
All right. So since I beat you by one, I guess I'm not the personality hire.
Oh.
I'm a bit crestfallen.
We did all of that to see who the personality hire was.
Well, we had to figure out some substantive way of doing it, some way to measure. All right. Alan in Northwest Indiana, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning, everybody. I just thought it was funny that you guys have found like the 1% of the people that actually have a personality in the millennial class, because most of the people I run into, they can't even hardly carry a conversation. You go to a store and you talk to them, and they're like, hey, how's your day? You get like one word if you're lucky. That's all I have to say.
They're glued to their phones, and COVID did not help sticking people, kids in their basements or in their bedrooms for 2.5 years.
Yeah, neither do the government school systems. David in Winnetka.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Thanks for having me on. So I don't know if this exactly hits the subject, but this was when all the insanity started. I was driving for Uber down to the city. It was my morning route was always, downtown, in the crush. So this gal's in my car. She's a millennial. She just got her job. And this is at the time when all the millennials were complaining, I went to college. I can't get a job, blah, blah, blah. So she was one of the lucky ones. She'd been in this place for about 2 weeks. One was her manager calls her. And she's like, Sue, where are you? It's 8:40. You're supposed to be here at 8. There's 50 people here. We can't start the presentation without you. And she's like, I've been thinking about this. It's just not 8 to 9 or whatever. 8 to 5 doesn't balance with my work-life balance. Work-life balance. That was the first time I ever heard something called a work-life balance. So I'm listening to a conversation, and she's like, well, all right, we'll talk about that. But meanwhile, get here. Well, where are you? How far are you? And she's like, well, we're 10 minutes away, but my driver's going to have to stop at Preet's to get me coffee because, I just can't drink your coffee. And while I'm listening to this stuff, my head's about to explode. I'm in the far left lane on Lake, Wacker. I muscle through all these cabs, and I was seeing it's sleeting, it's icing out. I pull over to the far right lane, and I go, get out. Jackie Gleason, or like when you would kick Art Carney out. Get out of my car. She's like, what are you talking about? She refused to get out of the car, and the cops had to come and literally extract her from my vehicle. So another 40 minutes goes by that she's not at work. It was just unbelievable. And one more quick thing. This is definitely off the point, but I just got to share this because it was so nuts.
How'd that impact your driver rating, by the way?
Yeah. Good one. So it went up, actually.
Talk about that.
So I was at my extended family's for Thanksgiving, and, politics comes up, and I'm like, oh, no, here we go. They're all lefties. And so my cousin goes, she's like, you're always telling us we're uninformed. Well, what do you what's so special about you that you know everything and blah, blah, blah. I go, well, I listen to Dan and Amy in the morning. You should do that too.
Oh,
and she goes, so we start going at it. And she starts talking about Hamas, and she's referring to Hamas as he. He. So finally I said, who is Hamas? What is Hamas? And she goes, God, you're so stupid. He's a king. I go, King Hamas. She goes, yes, King Hamas. Oh my God. People are going to the voting booth.
All right, very good. Thanks
And
for
it's
the
so
call,
funny,
David.
speaking of that, like Cynthia Nixon, from Sex and the City.
Oh, sure.
The lesbian.
She ran against Andy Cuomo.
Yeah, that's right. And she's on a 48-hour hunger strike because she wants a ceasefire in Gaza. It's like, honey,
on.
if you went there to visit, they would throw you off of a building because you're gay. Ugh.
I mean,
What is 48 hours? It's just a cleansing anyway, right?
She can do at least 192 hours. Come on. She should not eat as long as the ceasefire is in effect. Mm-hmm. So that would be, 5 days now. Mike, Northwest Indiana.
I think the millennials have discovered moonlighting. David Addison character is the guy they're looking for.
The personality hire.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Nice pop culture reference. Very good. Thanks for the call, Mike. Well, I guess we've established today that Amy Jacobson was the personality hire here.
Oh.
So congratulations for that.
You know what? I'm going to own that. Now I'm going to say thank you, Dan.
Dan and Amy, Chicago's Morning Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer.
Your show keeps me alive during the week. There's nobody I'd rather listen to between 5 and 9 in the morning than you guys.
On AM 560, The Answer. It's news, opinion, and insight at the speed of your life. Streaming at 560theanswer.com on the AM 560 mobile app, or tell your smart speaker to play The Answer Chicago.
73 degrees, 532 on AM 560 The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Vice President Harris says her presidential candidacy is so much bigger than her.
Absolutely. And when I am elected president of the United States, I will make sure that bill gets to my desk and I will sign it into law.
Harris was taking part in a live stream event hosted by Oprah Winfrey, a Kentucky sheriff, charged this morning with one count of first-degree murder after fatally shooting a judge inside of his chamber following a dispute. Kentucky State Police Trooper Matt Gayhart details that the suspected shooter is in custody.
He was arrested on scene without incident shortly after officials arrived.
The trooper saying the district judge, Kevin Mullins, was pronounced dead at the scene. 8 Orange County, California firefighters are hurt after a rollover crash on a toll road near Irvine, California. Orange County Fire Authority Chief Brian Fennessy.
You can only imagine how traumatic it is for the brother and sister firefighters to see them injured like that on the freeway.
6 of the firefighters have very critical injuries. 2 have minor injuries. They were fighting the airport wildfire and on their way back to their base. Former President Trump giving remarks at the Israeli-American Council's National Summit in Washington, D.C.
More than any people on earth, Israel has to defeat her. I really believe that it's a disaster for Israel.
Trump speaking on what may happen for Israel if he was elected, and also promising to reinstate a travel ban. United Auto Workers warning of a potential strike at Ford and Stellantis. The union announcing a September 25th strike deadline at a Ford plant near Detroit. The deadline called over issues including wage and job security. A DNA test on the body that was suspected to be that of Kentucky I-75 shooting suspect Joseph Couch has come back inconclusive. Officials in Kentucky say they found a body they believe to be Couch on Wednesday. Profits down at FedEx as consumers save money by choosing slower delivery services. Reuters says the shipping company reported a steep drop in quarterly profits Thursday. Roadwork on DuSable Lakeshore Drive left many vehicles damaged and caused a major headache for drivers Thursday. The problems in the southbound lanes began after CDOT removed the top layer of pavement between Irving Park and LaSalle, all part of an ongoing resurfacing project. Officials say the base layer was in worse condition than expected. As a result, drivers say it was a minefield of potholes. Parent company of ShotSpotter ready to remove the gunshot detection system from Chicago as soon as Monday. Mayor Brandon Johnson yesterday saying he's already looking ahead.
As we work to decommission this particular technology, we've had a working group with stakeholders to think about other forms of technology. Our administration has been incredibly collaborative.
Meantime, the mayor says he's not afraid of the fallout from this issue potentially impacting upcoming budget negotiations. Yesterday, the head of the CTA called for more funding from the state.
The unfortunate truth is that the current system for funding transit is tantamount to transit welfare.
Speaking yesterday at the City Club, CTA President Dorval Carter Jr. said the transit agency is woefully underfunded. Carter's faced a growing number of critics, including groups of aldermen who signed a non-binding resolution demanding he quit or be fired by the mayor. Federal judge declares a mistrial in the case of the former AT&T Illinois president accused of trying to bribe ex-Illinois House Speaker Democrat Michael Madigan. Lawyers in the case will meet next week to discuss next steps. Chicago sports. Bears prepping for the Colts on Sunday. Jets over the Patriots to kick off Week 3 of the NFL, 24-3. Cody Bellinger, Seiya Suzuki with big nights. Cubs a win over Washington, 7-6, while the White Sox begin a weekend series against San Diego at Petco Park tonight. The news, a service of Team Hochberg. They've helped thousands of AM 560 listeners with the best rates and service. Let Team Hochberg help you by visiting 56david.com, 855-563-2843. Lower.com, equal housing lender, NMLS 1124061. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Charlie Kirk is excited for election 2024.
Here's the good news. We are in a better spot of any Republican candidate in 20 years. Going back to 2004, we have not seen a Republican candidate be in this favorable of a spot from polling to grassroots movement in over 20 years.
The Charlie Kirk Show. Afternoons at 1, right before Sebastian Gorka at 3 on AM 560. The Answer.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, doctors Economos, Gavalis, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidiscipline practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists on site. They use the newest breakthroughs in dental technology such as titanium implants, Invisalign clear braces, and laser treatments. Don't let fear get in the way. They can recommend sedation to make your experience as comfortable as possible. Best Dental Group is located in historic downtown Bartlett and is a multilingual office. Call 630-830-4930, 630-830-4930, or visit bestdental.org. Best Dental Group, sharing your conservative values and helping you to conserve your teeth.
Are your file cabinets stuffed with work orders, invoices, bills of lading, medical records, and or compliance papers? There's a solution to clear the clutter by converting your documents into accessible digital form with the help of IDT. They can scan your documents for you or provide you with the technology to transform your workspace with easy and innovative IoT smart connected scanning technology. IoT smart connected scanning not only captures your information, it connects your documents directly to your existing digital systems, ensuring seamless integration and immediate access. Plus, it works with your existing Microsoft Office 365 technology. Convert those physical files into secure, searchable, easy-to-find digital formats. Goodbye, paper chaos. Hello, streamlined, secure digital environment. Visit ready4idt.com. That's ready, the number 4idt.com. IDT, putting paper in its place.
I'm worried about Mom. She's having a tough time moving around the house.
Oh, I know. She still thinks she can do everything on her own.
Exactly, but I've been over there every day this week, helping her navigate the stairs, cooking meals, reminding her to take her medicine. I'm always nervous when I leave.
You know what? I admire you for taking care of Mom. but your family needs you to. And what if she slips and falls? A friend recommended the caregivers at Senior Helpers of Naperville Southwest. They service Cook, DuPage, Kane, and Will counties. They guarantee compatibility and they'll conduct a free safety assessment of her home. Plus, they'll provide as little or as much care as Mom needs.
Senior Helpers of Naperville Southwest, offering both hourly and live-in care. Schedule a free assessment today by calling 331-281-0728. That's 331-281-0728. Again, that's 331-281-0728. And tell them AM 560 sent you. Senior Helpers of Naperville Southwest. Senior care, only better.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Dell Technologies and Intel are pushing what technology can do. Bring your ideas to life at Dell.com.
540 Team Hochberg Traffic Center time. A service of our friends at Waukegan Roofing. For commercial roofing, replace or repair, contact the company that has been replacing and repairing commercial roofs in Chicagoland since 1914 and shares your values. WaukeganRoofing.com. Emergencies, welcome. Kennedy inbound 26 O'Hare into the Burns Circle interchange. Stevenson checking in already this morning. 25 minutes from the Tri-State into LSD, while Route 53 has an accident northbound right at Biesterfield Road. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next. Now, your official Chicagoland weather forecast. We're seeing light rain crossing the area, the first in at least 3.5 weeks. Partly sunny, maybe a thunderstorm officially in spots, and a high of 87. Clear and 64 overnight. Clouds and sun remaining warm tomorrow and a high of 89. Light rain crossing the area right now. Officially rain falling in Aurora, Waukegan, DuPage Airport, 73 at O'Hare. Clouds and light rain at Midway, 74. Your next news update is at 6. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Now, from the Signature Bank Studios. Only the biggest stories, only the biggest guests, and only the biggest opinions. This is AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning. Yeah, great start to the morning. You know, it's raining out there.
Yeah, it was drizzling when I came in.
Okay, let's just talk about the weather. 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line. We are here all day. I mean, living in the city of Chicago is so difficult.
Yeah.
And then I can't even. How many tickets did I get this morning? Do I have 2? Do I have 3? What do I have, officer?
I'll let you know shortly.
I mean, I got a stalker. I have people doxing me because some idiot, probably from CPS, put my home address and cell phone number on Facebook. So I have all this stuff, police reports I file all the time from people trying to kill me.
Wow.
And the cop pulls me over. It's like, and I think I did say, do you know who I am? But I'm not sure.
You did no, Mo. Now you just giving them, they're going to foil you that.
No, I didn't say I didn't say that. He said, why did you blow? What am I in trouble for now? I blew off a red light or something?
You disobeyed a solid red signal. So
it wasn't a red. It was a solid red.
Solid red. So it wasn't a flashing light, right?
No, it was turning green. Did it really say, oh my God, how much am I in for?
I got to put my glasses on to see that. This is
Well,
very small.
John Anthony, who's in for Dan Prod.
Let me get the glasses.
Can you put the glasses on, please? Oh, wait, you have to go in your bag? Oh, they're right there. Okay. Yeah, because it's not fun to live in the city.
Are these your glasses or Dan's?
Those are not mine. Mine are very chic compared to those old lady granny glasses you have on.
Tickets. Chicago tickets are different from... let me see. Where's the pay?
'Cause I have 3 jobs right now. Should I have to? Oh God! Don't say ooh.
Okay.
Oh,
Nothing.
no.
You're not in for that much.
How much?
I'll tell you off air.
No, seriously. No, I want to know.
I'm looking to see. Normally it's here.
Oh, so you don't know how much?
Well, I can't. I just put the glasses.
You have
on.
your glasses on.
Oh, you ready for this?
Oh no!
If you plead guilty, you pay $164.
Are you kidding me?
I'm telling you, it's right here.
If I plead guilty,
is this your first ticket in how long?
I have.
You
I
can go
haven't
to
seen a
school.
Chicago cop since COVID.
Yeah.
No, I haven't gotten a ticket. I mean, I see police officers, but they're driving to homicides or, babysitting Michigan Avenue.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen I haven't been pulled over. I don't have any unpaid anything. I pay my bills. Unlike our mayor, who had $1,200 in unpaid violations.
Yeah.
And what was his water bill that he didn't pay $5,000?
No.
Yeah.
Now that they did give you the opportunity to go to school for it, so that you do a 4-hour class. I think that's more though, but it doesn't go on your driving record.
I can go to driving school.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Wait, when was the last time you had a moving violation? How long ago?
2 husbands ago.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
you qualify.
A long time ago.
It costs more, but it'll cost more, but it won't go to your driving record.
Driving school.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
Or you could just
in
plead
Chicago.
guilty.
What does driving school look like? Do people really? I remember when I lived in El Paso, I did a story. It was it wasn't Zanies. It was a local comedy club in El Paso, and the comedians taught driving school.
What?
Yeah, they did. It was really cool. And I went and did a story on it. Oh, I loved it. Maybe I can go to Zanies. When was the last time you got a moving violation?
Ooh.
Ooh, oh no. See? You're like me. I can't even remember. I'm not a Dan Proft here who goes speeding through the streets of Chicago.
2003, maybe?
All right, what were you doing?
I was speeding.
Well, why? Because he asked me today why, and I said I'm on my way to our radio show.
I lived in no, it was 2004,
I said that.
5. I lived in I was going back home to Champaign, leaving Champaign, and hadn't become a cop yet, and just got lost in that traffic. And he was sitting up above with a LiDAR, and another vehicle stopped me.
Oh, so they gotcha.
Yeah, so right there, I think it was. What was that exit? 180 something. They always sit up there. Always sit up there. So if you're traveling on 57, watch out for that LiDAR. Because the LiDAR don't lie.
312-642-5600. Oh, let's go to Neil in LaGrange. Or Mike, let's ask you first before we go to Neil. When was the last time you had a moving violation?
Driving school in the state of Illinois is administered by Northwestern University. It is all online.
Am I going to come out?
It's online now?
You don't go to class.
Am I going to come out a different gender?
No.
With a nose pierce and pink hair?
They did. It's a 20-year-old program, 25-year-old program maybe.
Yeah.
They put it all together. It's all online. It's all videos. It's a couple of tests. It's easy. You can do it over a couple of days or weeks.
It's online now?
Yeah.
When I went, it wasn't online.
Yeah, it's all online.
When I went, it was comedy. All right, so I'll just do that, and then I'll get out of my $164.
But it's like $300 or something like that.
I felt like saying to the officer, and he wasn't mean, or I just was not in the mood.
It was early.
It's early. He's like, "Why'd you blow off a light?" I'm like, "'Cause I'm late for work, sir." And then he's walking back slow to the car.
Got him.
And then he's walking back slow back to my car.
Yeah.
Like, hurry! I gotta go. Like, come on, because I do everything like go.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Well,
thank
they got
you, Mike.
16 minutes.
Mike, when was the last time you had a moving violation? Or have Mr. Perfect? Have you ever had one?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you have? Look at bad boy
not-
Mike Scott.
A moving violation?
Well, I mean, or even a parking ticket.
Oh, got towed in the city of Chicago wrongly. Car ended up in the pound. Because at that time, the alderman gave you a pass for Cubs parking.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You had a large.
They still have them.
No, I still have. Yeah, because I give you mine.
And it was in the car. It just wasn't on the left-hand side. It was on the right-hand side.
Oh my God, are you serious? They towed you for that?
Oh yes, they did. And at that point, the guy just threw up his hands and gave me the keys and drove the car home. But in this case, I think the last moving violation was 30 some odd years ago, back in Grand Rapids. It was a right turn on red. It was totally blatant, totally my fault. I did it. I'm staring at the sign going, I and just went.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Sometimes stuff happens.
It does.
All right. Neil in LaGrange, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer. Hi, Neil.
Hey, I hate to admit this, but back in the day when traffic court was at 321 North LaSalle, I think you used to go to room 207 and see Mr. Levine, and you leave the envelope on the table in the waiting room, and then the judge would tell you to go see a film or something, and I think that was in the 80s, and then the film you went to watch were all these cars from the 50s.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
But
I remember going there. I remember doing that.
I had to go to that. I did that traffic school once, but this was a long time ago, and I think it was a Daly College or that. But I don't know though, because when you get court supervision now, I think the insurance companies can still see it, but I don't know. I got back in the 80s, I destroyed my driving privileges, but now I just drive it. I can get away with more in a minivan now than you can.
Well, I was driving a minivan. I'm like, a guy got murdered in front of my house. Well, 3 to 4 doors down, and he pulls me over in a minivan. I know.
Yeah, they need the revenue, and they don't care.
Yeah, mom's in a minivan.
We keep sending the same clowns back. We only got ourselves to blame.
No, actually, I'm to blame for this one. I'm in the wrong.
The solid red.
Well,
signal.
Solid red, not kind of red. All right, thanks, Neil, for calling.
Well, it's not because of quotas.
Is that because of what?
There's no such thing as quotas anymore.
Oh, there aren't?
No.
Why do you have to do it? And then he said he had me on camera.
Well, he probably
I'm like,
did 'cause
well,
he
I don't
turned
want to
nothing
be
else.
on camera. That's why I just turned this camera around.
I just saw that.
I know.
Yeah,
my hair's
it's an awkward angle.
I know. It's just, it's called the ugly angle.
Oh, my God.
I
hate that front viewing camera.
Here, why
too.
don't you have
No, it's like right in your
If you're
face.
watching at Signature Bank, you could see.
Right.
Justin takes his camera down every morning. He doesn't want to be on camera, right, Justin? Justin. Uh-oh.
You caught him off guard.
Yeah, for different reasons, though.
Wait, why don't you want to be on camera?
I'm not the star of the show. You're the star of the show.
Oh, there are no stars in a team. There's no I in team.
Well, as we just learned, the personality, the person that was the best stuff that was playing.
What
I guess that was
playing
some
while I was
constitution that you and Dan.
Oh, the Constitution test?
Yeah.
Yeah, co-hosts love when people surprise them with and now we're taking a Constitution test. Did I pass, by the way? I think I did.
Dan beat you by one.
Yeah. Craig in Mount Greenwood, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer. Hi.
Hey, good morning, Dan. Well, not Dan, my friend John and Amy. Really good to hear you guys together like that. And, really, I liked seeing you over at the Sean Fest there, John, and getting to meet up with a lot of the callers with you and Ed. That was fun. Anyways, hey, on this little public service information, the best to give you the best chance of not getting a ticket or having one written up on you is put the officer at ease immediately. That's one of the dangerous things that cops do is pull people over and everything, and sometimes get into a bad situation out of it. So you keep you roll your window down immediately. So when he comes over, your window's down, your hands are visible, they can see it and everything. And instead of right away say, hey, I didn't do nothing to try and deny, I say, yeah, Brian, I made a mistake. You just own up a little bit, and that all of those things will work in your favor where you get the best chance. And in Chicago, they don't have any quotas or anything. That's good. A lot of time, they'll write you some little warning thing that doesn't go
I
anywhere.
asked for a warning. I asked for a warning, and he wasn't having it. He said, I have you on camera. And you're on camera right now, too.
Hey, was it in Chicago?
Yes. We have anything better to do? We have murders. We have lots of
you
things
must have
going
said
on.
so, you must have said so. Hey, I'll tell you where you don't get out of tickets there because they either have a quota or they don't admit to having a quota. Oak Lawn is one of the worst. It's they look at, there's nothing you can. I mean, they just write over there.
Jay Hoffman got rid of quotas, and I was one of the major sponsors of that bill to get rid of police quotas. I had every police chief and mayor really upset because
you're
we got
responsible for getting rid of quotas?
Yeah, because
what House bill was it? Because HBs are so sexy. I love HBs.
But Jay Hoffman down in Bellevue, I think it is. Yeah, he was the one that put that bill together and got all of us coppers to jump on board and to get rid of quotas.
Because as a police officer, don't you feel bad sometimes, especially you pulling over?
Not if you're the traffic cop. I'm wondering, was it a marked car?
What?
Was it a
yes,
marked
but
car?
I'm saying, don't you feel bad pulling people over and ruining their days?
No.
No.
Because that person who runs that red light.
That person?
Right, Amy.
You people.
Amy. What happens if you run that red light and you cause a traffic accident?
There's nobody coming.
Hey.
It's not a 4-way. It's a 2-way. It was a, whatever.
You try to justify.
I know. I'm in wrong. I'm going to traffic school. Rich in Indian Head Park here on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Oh yes. Good morning, Amy. Good morning, John. Nice talking to you guys again. I've been driving for 66 years, and I've never had a violation whatsoever.
Wow. What?
Not at all. Not at all.
But I bet your car insurance is still going up.
Oh yeah. Well, what hasn't gone up?
Yeah. That's
But
true.
the one time I was stopped, I was driving an old Delta 88, and it had the gas tank behind the license plate, and it was spring loaded. So you had to, pull it down, and it would stay down. Well, what happened is the springs, being it was an old car, they were broke, and it automatically fell down. And when the police officer was following me, he saw that I had no license plate in the back, which I really did, but it was down.
Right.
So he stopped me, and I told him that I do have a license plate. And when he picked it up, he saw the license plate, and he says, well, make sure you do something to get that fixed. And that was the only time I've ever been stopped in my life.
Wow.
So,
What kind of car was he driving?
Delta 88.
An Oldsmobile.
An old Delta 88.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when you filled the gas tank, you pulled down the license plate,
Yeah.
you filled the gas
I
tank
remember that.
through the back. And that was my first car.
Whoa.
An Oldsmobile Delta 88. When the B-52s talk about driving the whale, that's what you're driving.
Yeah.
You're driving a Delta 88.
My uncle had one.
It's huge.
What
It's-
color, Rich, what color was yours? And
Maroon.
Mike, what color was yours?
Mine was canary yellow.
Ooh. Maroon, I bet, Mike.
Dude, you're standing out. They're going to pull you over. Mine was just the basic Oldsmobile green. It was kind of a medium light green, and it was an Oldsmobile favorite color.
My uncle had a maroon.
Wow.
Yeah. Maroon.
And
that
I
was
had-
the
and I had a
major
Pinto.
color back then.
No, I'm kidding.
That
I had a
maroon
Skylark.
was-
Two-door
Skylark stick shift.
Teeny tiny
I know,
car.
a little car.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Rich, for
Well,
the
you
phone
punched it
call.
like this.
What was your first
Driving
car?
like this?
No, and my we had a Chevy Celebrity, and then that thing was with a column radio.
Yeah.
But one time we fit 13 people in that.
Jeez. What?
13 people in the Chevy. We were driving a
I
Hershey.
need photographic proof of
No,
that.
we were going down
Come on now.
Euclid oh my God, it was awful. I can't believe the fact we didn't die. But yeah, no, we were just driving to school, so it was fine. But our school was far away. What else do I have? Skylark, I had the two-door Skylark, and then I had the Chevy Celebrity, the 88 Chevy Celebrity, when I came to Chicago. So I had it in Detroit, and it had sunspots on it from El Paso. And then I had it in the parking lot at Channel 5, and I think it was Carol Marie. She's like, whose piece of blank car is that out there?
Was she driving the Lexus? or something?
No, but it was such a hobo ride. I mean, I just don't care about
My
cars.
first car was a Pontiac Sunbird.
Really?
Yeah, it's my first car.
Nice little vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, until I crashed it. I almost died.
Well,
no, seriously. I went from, I was traveling 88, was on the eastbound headed to Northern Homecoming Gang, ended up on the other side. Well, I was traveling west, ended up on the east side of my car tumbled and tumbled and tumbled.
Oh my God, you rolled?
All I walked away was this scar right here.
Oh God, you still have that scar.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad you're alive, and we're glad you're here. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, what else aren't they telling us? And do celebrity endorsements really matter? Now let's go into the newsroom again. Oldsmobile Mike Scott.
More driving stories with Uncle Larry and Little Tommy coming up in just a little bit. ShotSpotter parent company ready to remove the sensors from Chicago. CTA president calls for more state funding for his local transit agency. And a mistrial in the case of the ex-AT&T boss. Bears take on the Colts in Indy Sunday. Cubs over the Nationals. WIND Chicago News Time. 6.
A lot of celebrities for Harris. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. It was labeled a Unite for America event. Fox's Brooke Singman has more.
Vice President Kamala Harris holding a star-studded online event with Oprah Winfrey in Michigan, where she was met with special appearances from celebrities like Bryan Cranston, Chris Rock, and Ben Stiller.
Going from a stop Trump mode into a go Kamala mode.
Vice President Harris said,
"This movement that is about reminding each other that we have so much more in common than what separates us is so critically important, and this is about the strength of who we are as Americans."
Harris also touted her economic plans and called state abortion bans a health crisis for women. And a new Fox News poll shows
for Democrats, the top issue in deciding who to vote for was abortion, with 27% saying that mattered the most. A quarter said the economy. When asked what is the single most important factor motivating you to vote, nearly 4 in 10 Democrats said abortion. 37% said stopping the opponent from winning.
On the other side, Fox's Jessica Rosenthal also reports
50% of Republicans said the top issue they considered was high prices. 30% said immigration. 45% of independents said high prices.
Former President Trump addressed the Israeli-American Council, warning if he loses the election, Israel will cease to exist. And if he wins...
And to confront the crisis of anti-Semitism at our universities, I will tell college presidents that they must end the anti-Semitic propaganda, or they will lose their accreditation and they will lose all federal support.
A Kentucky sheriff is in jail charged with murdering a judge.
He was arrested on scene without incident shortly after officials arrived.
State Police Trooper Matt Gayhart. It happened in the judge's chambers in a courthouse. Letcher County Sheriff Sean Steins accused of shooting him after an argument. Judge Kevin Mullins was pronounced dead at the scene. America's listening to Fox News.
73 degrees. We've had some light rain showers this morning crossing the area. 6:02 on AM 560, The Answer. And good morning. I'm Mike Scott. We're following developments and breaking news this morning. CTA service on the pink and orange lines disrupted, suspended right now. It's all due to a police investigation at Washington and Wells. Service again is suspended. Delays are uncertain. And again, police are on the scene at Washington and Wells this morning. The orange line standing still right there, and that is disrupting pink line service. In other news, we're following this morning. Roadwork on DuSable Lakeshore Drive left vehicles damaged, causing major headaches for drivers Thursday. Problems in the southbound lanes began after CDOT removed the top layer of pavement between Irving Park and LaSalle, all milled off as part of an ongoing resurfacing project. Turns out the base layer was in worse condition than expected. As a result, drivers said it was a minefield of potholes. Parent company of ShotSpotter ready to remove the gunshot detection system from Chicago. Mayor Brandon Johnson said Thursday he's already looking ahead.
As we work to decommission this particular technology, we've had a working group with stakeholders to think about other forms of technology. Our administration has been incredibly collaborative.
Later, the mayor said he's not afraid of the fallout from this issue potentially impacting upcoming tough budget negotiations, but he could be in for a rude awakening.
This will have repercussions, whether he believes it or not.
Alderman Ray Lopez spoke with ABC 7, making those comments on Thursday. The head of the CTA is calling for more funding from the state.
The unfortunate truth is that the current system for funding transit is tantamount to transit welfare.
Speaking yesterday at the City Club, CTA President Dorval Carter Jr.
It is much easier to say the bureaucracy is the problem. Let's rearrange a few things than to make tough decisions and take tough votes about raising revenue.
His request comes as the CTA faces a $500 million budget deficit in less than 1 year. Riot Fest begins in Chicago today, the annual music festival taking place in Douglas Park through Sunday. Pair of struggling offenses will try to get it right when the Bears visit the Colts on Sunday. Week 3 kicked off last night with the Jets win over the Patriots, 24-3. Cody Bellinger 2 for 4 with 3 RBI, a home run for Seiya Suzuki. Cubs beat the Nationals 7-6 at Wrigley. White Sox take on San Diego at Petco Park tonight. Also tonight, the undefeated Fighting Illini, ranked number 24, open up Big Ten play with a game against number 22 Nebraska. It's a big one at Memorial Stadium tonight. The news service of In Grace with Jim Scudder Jr. Now heard on Sunday morning at 6:30 right here on AM 560, The Answer. And a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher sees a weird twist to the immigration issue.
You know, the issue of assimilation. Residents of Springfield, Ohio, reporting that Haitians are eating their family pets, killing the ducks and geese in the ponds. It's another gift of the Biden-Harris mass immigration plan.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine.
Not fun.
Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I opened a gold IRA with Noble Gold Investments. There's no better vote for your financial safety than precious metals. So Noble Gold Investments is giving away up to 10 1-ounce silver Trump coins or a 10-ounce silver American flag bar with a qualifying account this month. Just use promo code TRUMP. That's NobleGoldInvestments.com.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Hey, I'm going to let you in on a wireless hack that can cut your cell phone bill in half. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, they want you to think that unlimited data is fantastic. Well, the fact is, it's not. Pure Talk, my cell phone company, only charges you for data that you need. For just $25 a month, you get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 5 gigs of data, plus mobile hotspot. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, and do it now. You'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Save money, same service with Pure Talk.
A healthy fawn may be seen frolicking in its pen. Who would have not survived? Or a rehabilitated horse might be running in the pasture that had once been malnourished and not used to human kindness. Their success is from the dedicated volunteers at Paws Critter Crossing, an amazing not-for-profit organization that saves critters in crisis. Paws Critter Crossing, located right here in Chicagoland, is a rehabilitation center for injured and orphaned wildlife and a sanctuary for farm animals that have been abused or abandoned. Please help PCC raise desperately needed funds so they can continue their mission in giving these animals a second chance in life by registering for their fundraiser event on September 28th. Go to pawscrittercrossing.org and click on events. You can buy tickets for their dinner, which includes an open bar and entertainment. Experience the bidding excitement on their online auction, or just hit the donate option. Tickets are on sale now through September 20th. Tickets will not be sold at the door. pawscrittercrossing.org. Click on events. No donation is too small.
6:09. Let's get an update on the roads. Team Hochberg Traffic Center time, a service of Blue Stars Security. Support our police and hire the police to personally protect you and your business. Visit online to schedule a free security consultation at bluestarsecurityllc.com. 20 minutes in on the Edens, Lake Cook Road to the junction. The Kennedy settling in at about 39 minutes, O'Hare into the Burns Circle interchange. Delays on the Tri-State stop and go northbound right at Roosevelt Road. They've cleared an accident northbound right before Town Line. And again, disruptions on the CTA Pink and Orange line because of police investigation and activity at Washington and Wells in the Loop. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next. AM 560 Weather Center forecast. Partly sunny, maybe a thunderstorm, high 87. 73 in clouds right now. Your next news update, 6:30. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Now, from the Signature Bank Studios. This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Woo! Yes. Good morning. Amy Jacobson here. John Anthony.
Hey.
In for Dan Proft, who's finally got his passport, and he's across the pond in Ireland.
Ooh, is he hanging out with that Prime Minister of Ireland?
Oh, that's... Oh, maybe we'll hear from the Prime Minister today about a Dan Proft sighting during Open Mic Friday. So, yeah. How important are celebrity endorsements? 312-642-5600. That's our turnkey.pro answer line. You can also text us because John Anthony is monitoring the text line. And you got a text message about a car story?
I did? No. Somebody said I'm driving a 847 number. I'm driving a beat-up Honda Element with 355,000 miles, low insurance and maintenance. Starts every day. The kid gets the good car, and I don't have to worry about her.
Wow. Yeah. But you know my theory about cars?
What's that?
Once you start talking about your car and how it doesn't break down, then your car breaks down the next day. It always happens.
That's true.
Or within days.
Yeah, that's true. Just like when the Cubs are winning and the announcers say, "Oh, he hasn't had a home run in 20 years," and then boop, right out there, the Cubs lose.
There they go.
You see, I got my Cubs hat on.
I see.
Pete Squirrel Hands bought me when he went to the Cubs game. That's what Sean calls it. I call him Pistol Pete. Sean's technical producer.
Oh, okay.
He bought it for me when he went to the Cubs-Yankees game.
Oh.
Yeah, it's nice of him, right?
Pete, who runs the board?
Yeah, Lil Pete.
Well, you should buy your own hat.
What?
Bought that
I got him the Cubs Yankees tickets.
Oh.
See?
Now
he loves the Yankees, and he was able to see the Kerry Wood of Cubs Hall of Fame induction and Aramis Ramirez.
Okay. Well, speaking of pistols, Kamala Harris, when she was on with her bestie Oprah, this is so it's weird. What year is this? 2024?
2024.
Well, they had a virtual town hall in Michigan. So a certain group of people were able to be in studio, and then they took questions via video link from people from all over. We watched it, so you didn't have to, but here's Kamala Harris about how she carries her side piece.
Oh.
Don't you mess with her.
Oh.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz
I
is a
did
gun.
not know that.
If
And I thought
somebody
that was
breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Whoa.
Yes. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
Yeah, that probably was not smart.
But
my staff will deal with that later.
So she shouldn't have said, if you come into my house, you'll get shot?
Yeah. No. No. She's in Michigan, gun owners. So she's trying to.
I know.
Yeah.
And at the DNC, there's camouflage this year and American flags. Like, what is this little dog and pony show you're doing? Because never in my lifetime have I ever seen that at any DNC.
Yeah, come on.
They're trying so hard to be Republican.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the real issues, the border.
What would be specific steps to strengthening the border?
So it's a wonderful and important question. You know my background was as a prosecutor, and I was also the elected attorney general for 2 terms of a border state. So this is not a theoretical issue for me. This is something I've actually worked on. Okay. I have prosecuted transnational criminal organizations for the trafficking of
Answer the
guns,
question.
drugs, and human beings.
Was there a question?
I take very seriously the importance of having a secure border and ensuring the safety of the American people.
Wasn't she the AG for California?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean,
I don't know if you know that she was prosecutor.
Yeah.
So she never answers the question. What are you going to do to secure the border? What steps are you going to take to do that?
Well, she's not. That's the point. That's the point.
And
That's
ultimately, the question before us is, what kind of country do we want to live in? And the beauty of a democracy, as long as we can hold on to it, the beauty of a democracy is each of us has the power Each of us has the power to answer that question.
That's right. Everybody on this.
Oh my God! What kind of country you want to be? Safe? How about that? Safe? And they keep making this just about Mexicans crossing the border. There are terrorists crossing our border, Amy. There are people who wanted to destroy America crossing our border. What kind of country do you want to be? We want to be safe. We want to be safe from the people that want to destroy it, from the enemies of America. That's the type of country we want to be.
Well, I don't know if you saw this, but former Border Patrol Chief Aaron Heitke, I know I just butchered his name. He testified before Congress yesterday that he was ordered by the Biden-Harris administration to cover up the number of terrorists arrested at the border. This is, if they are lying to us about this, what else are they lying about?
In San Diego, we had an exponential increase in significant interest aliens. These are aliens with significant ties to terrorism. Prior to this administration, the San Diego sector averaged 10 to 15 SIA arrests per year. Once word was out the border was far easier to cross, San Diego went to over 100 SIAs in 2022, well over that in 2023, and even more than that registered this year. These are only the ones we caught. At the time, I was told I could not release any information on this increase in SIAs or mention any of the arrests. The administration was trying to convince the public there was no threat at the border. Fentanyl is another issue. The San Diego area sees between 80 and 90% of the methamphetamine and fentanyl seizures annually for our entire country. With little enforcement at the border, these drugs were coming through en masse. During my last year in San Diego, the price for a single pill of fentanyl, for example, went from $10 to 25 cents. To make matters worse, during 2022 and 23, I had to shut down San Diego traffic checkpoints, which are critical for drug interdiction, because the resources had been diverted to the process and release mission. The large numbers also had and still have a negative impact on the San Diego community. I had to release illegal aliens by the hundreds each day into communities who could not support them. To quiet the problem, 2 flights a week were provided from San Diego to Texas. These flights simply brought aliens that would have been released in San Diego over to Texas. Each flight cost approximately $150,000. This was the administration's way to try and quiet the border-wide crisis.
Oprah should have played that yesterday. And put it right between her eyes. But they're doing it because the media's in on this.
Of course
Kamala Harris, okay. The American Dream, back to last night. Want to hear about the American Dream?
Yeah, I do. Let's see what it is.
We really would love to know what your plan is to help lower the cost of living.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. First of all, thank you both for being here. And
Don't
yours
say it.
is a story I hear around the country as I travel. And in terms of both rightly having the right to have aspirations and dreams,
to have
ambitions for your family, and working hard and finding that the American dream is, for this generation and so many recently, far more elusive than it's been. And we need to deal with that. And there are a number of ways. One is bringing down the cost of everyday necessities, including groceries.
We know that. Wow. How are you going to do that?
Wow. That's another word salad. I like a good salad, but that, I mean, she puts him out there, man. This is, I mean.
This is scary. If she wins, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
Is it the dumbing down of America to the point where America, wait, what's that movie? Remember that movie about just dumb people running the world? What was that? What was the name? It was a movie. You never saw.
The movie.
Somebody help me out.
I don't know. It's called Reality.
No.
Maybe Justin can help
not
you out, but we need
Utopia.
some more details.
Idiocracy.
See, Justin knows.
I mean, that's where we're headed right now, Amy. Unfortunately.
Last soundbite from last night, because we have to. I feel like I have to take a shower after this.
What is on your heart to say to the American people as we have 47 days until November 5th?
What's in your heart?
What's on your heart?
What's in your heart? Deep question.
To say to particularly those people who are still undecided or maybe indifferent or on the fence still.
We love our country. I love our country. I know we all do. That's why everybody's here right now. We love our country.
Why does she sound drunk to me?
She probably is.
We take pride in the privilege of being American. And this is a moment where we can and must come together as Americans, understanding we have so much more in common than what separates us. Let's come together with the character that we are so proud of about who we are, which is we are an optimistic people.
We are an optimistic
We are an optimistic people.
She said it again.
Americans, by character, are people who have dreams and ambitions and aspirations. We believe in what is possible. We believe in what can be.
Well, no, they kept saying she's the female version of Obama. At least Obama was captivating. He
You know
was
what
an
was
excellent
worse?
orator. Yes.
You know what? I mean, you heard what she said. You should have saw her body inflection, how she was saying it. I mean, she's
When I saw her
the
in front of
dumbest
that
person I've ever seen running for
Black
president.
Journalists Association, where it was just a small room.
Oh, she
compared
was hot
to the big.
after that interview.
Oh, her body
You see
language.
how she walked off?
Well, she was like this during the interview and putting her talking like this.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she shouldn't like it because they confronted her. They asked her about that alleged pipe bomb in front of the DNC on January 6th, which I think was planted.
Isn't that where she was, though?
She was
I
inside.
thought she
but
was in the Capitol.
No.
No, she was at the Capitol, Amy.
No,
What are you
she went
talking
from
about?
there to, no.
She was at the she told us at the debate which I was there when she was at the Capitol on J6. She said it. I'm just going by what she said, Amy.
Well, what she said to the Black Journalists Convention, which is really just 3 people and a few in the audience, was that she was at the DNC that day.
They were much tougher. Much than if she would have had who Trump had. I was shocked that some of the questions that they, because I watched it, I was shocked how they actually went after her. Just a little bit. It wasn't much, but it was just a little bit. I was shocked.
Well, she didn't like that.
No.
And then at the end, she just shook their hands like this.
Oh, yeah.
And this
Stormed
did
off.
one of this and stormed right out.
Yeah, you saw that body language.
Oh, she was not having it.
No.
312-642-5600. Let's go to Robert in Bloomingdale. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer. Hi, Robert.
Hey, Amy, John, how you doing?
What's up, bud?
The reason I was calling is, first of all, is she for real? And second of all, if she got all this stuff done as she said, why didn't she do it when she was vice president and Sleepy Joe was president? It's kind of funny. I want to do this and I want to do that, and you're on to sleep at the switch. That's my opinion.
No, I agree. I mean, what has she done? What has she built? What has she accomplished with her life?
Right.
Nothing.
Here's a great text from 847 number. Why do these audience members accept those non-answers from Harris? I'm waiting for someone to say, that's great, but you didn't answer my question in any way. That one, they because she's protected.
Well, they're acting her like she's the queen, and you can't question authority.
Yeah.
But if Trump was going to mess it up and be a dictator, he would have done it from 2016 to 2020, right?
Yeah.
So if Kamala was going to make things better, she would have changed things over the last 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Period. And she hasn't done that. Let's go to George in Naperville. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer. Hi, George.
Hello, Amy. Kamala wears her heart on her sleeve. We believe.
Kamila, you mean?
Yeah. Thank you, George. That was funny. Let's go to Tony in Roselle. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer. Hi, Tony.
Good morning. Thanks for taking my call. When I listen to her speak and give her empty platitudes as answers, she reminds me of Chauncey the Gardener in Peter Sellers' movie Being There. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but it chronicles the man who was raised as an idiot and bubbles into a circle of power and gets nominated to the presidency just based on his cryptic words that mean nothing. And people read into it what they want to. It's a projection from themselves, right? He just says something ridiculous, and they're like, wow, that's so deep. I'm surprised I haven't seen the comparison.
Surface level deep.
That's good.
Surface level deep. That's all she is. There's no there with her. No, think about, she has yet to answer any substantive question that's been asked of her. There's no there with this woman. She's there. She's a puppet, and Obama's fourth
She's
term.
never gotten one vote.
Yeah.
Again, she dropped out before the Iowa caucuses because she was polling at 1%.
Yes.
She has plowed through 92% of her staff. She's not likable.
Right. But
we
did it,
she has fallen into this job, and then she fell into this job. And then, Biden wanted the perfect DEI hire. He wanted a female, and he wanted a black or woman of color.
Yeah.
So he picked her.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better to be lucky than talented.
Yeah.
Phew.
I still said he should have picked Tulsi. That's just me. He should have picked Tulsi.
No, because he's too dumb
to
make a smart decision.
Well, he didn't
like
make
that.
the decision. That's
Obama
come on,
did.
Come on. And his acolytes.
Jordan and Antioch here on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning. So every time you hear, first off, go on YouTube or wherever your search engine you want to look up Damon Wayans as Oswald Bates from Living Color, the character he did. Pull it up, listen to him talk, close your eyes, and that is the male version of Kamala Harris.
Wait, what is it?
Damon Wayans.
Oswald Bates. Damon Wayans, Oswald Bates. Look it up.
Oswald Bates?
You'll hear the male version
Bates.
of Kamala Harris. She is a moron. I hate to say that about anybody, but she just strings crap along and hopes to find a period at the end of where the heck she's going, or to have somebody stop her before she just rambles off the edge of the cliff. But it is just close your eyes, listen to Damon Wayans do Oswald Bates, and you'll hear Kamala. I'm not. That's what I do every time I hear her speak. Thank you. Have a good weekend, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Jordan.
I'm looking it up. I hope it's something that I can't unsee.
Justin, you want to get on that and see if it's something we want to look into? But meanwhile, President Trump, the last 2 days, he has been on. He's focused on the details, and he's doing exactly what Dan Proft said he should do.
We're going to win New York. And if you vote for me, I'm going to reduce your taxes, reduce your crime, and reduce your levels of stress. The only thing that I will increase are your incomes, and your love for your state will come roaring back again. To the people of New York, with crime at record levels, with terrorists and criminals pouring in, and with inflation eating your hearts out, vote for Donald Trump. What the hell do you have to lose?
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper, hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Protecting and growing your retirement assets can be complicated. From asset and legacy protection to retirement income and extended care, you need a plan. Mark Kohler, host of Retirement and Income Radio, heard Sundays at 11 a.m., helps retirees in or near retirement protect their accounts from market volatility. Mark can help you create lifetime guaranteed, inflation-hedged income. Call Mark today at 844-619-SAFE. That's 844-619-7233. And listen this Sunday at 11 a.m. to Retirement and Income Radio.
From breaking news and weather across the country to insight from the brightest minds in conservative opinion, it's Salem News Channel, home to the biggest shows on TV, like Hugh Hewitt weekdays at 6 a.m. Eastern, followed by Mike Gallagher at 9. Join SNC, where facts are sacred, critical thinking is celebrated, and the pursuit of truth is unwavering. Watch Salem News Channel free, now on Zumo Play. Learn more at snc.tv/Zumo.
Get ready for the most important film of the year. From dusty small-town roots to the glitter of Hollywood and then on to commanding the world stage, Reagan is a cinematic journey of overcoming the odds and captures the indomitable spirit of the American dream. Starring Dennis Quaid as Ronald Reagan, this powerful new movie offers a profound exploration of the enduring impact of the power of one man who overcame the odds, sustained by the love of a woman who supported him in his journey. And Reagan's faith will leave you feeling moved and inspired. Reagan releases in theaters nationwide on August 30th. This is the movie everyone needs to see. Join me and vote for Reagan at the box office.
My very good friend Mark Joseph is the producer behind this film. He's been talking to me about this film for it's got to be close to 15 years. A labor of love. It is fantastic.
Tickets are available now at Reagan.movie. That's Reagan.movie. Reagan in theaters nationwide now.
Dan Proft here for Willows Academy. You've heard me talk about Willows Academy for years. Willows is an authentically Catholic, all-girls school in Des Plaines that supports traditional values. For nearly 50 years, Willows has partnered with families in the Chicagoland area to educate young women who will change the world. On September 20th, they're hosting prominent author of Awake But Not Woke, Noelle Meering. They've invited our listeners to an exclusive presentation at the school on how your family can react and respond effectively to the woke ideology permeating our society. This inspiring yet practical presentation will describe how we, as parents, can respond and protect our families and provide vital guidance and much-needed leadership to often misguided friends and family members. To RSVP, just visit willowsacademy.org/woke. That's willowsacademy.org/woke. Don't miss author Noelle Meering as she discusses her book, Awake But Not Woke, at Willows Academy Des Plaines on Friday, September 20th at 6 p.m. willowsacademy.org/woke.
It's Jeep Adventure Days, and Bettenhausen Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on 159th Street in Tinley Park has your ticket to anywhere. Hurry into Bettenhausen and get huge savings off MSRP on a new Grand Cherokee, Jeep Wrangler, or Jeep Gladiator. Bettenhausen has big savings on a new Ram 1500 or new Chrysler Pacifica. Bettenhausen has the Midwest's best selection. Choose from over 900 vehicles with no hassle and no haggle. Showroom never closes at BettenhausenCDJR.com.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
All right, here's Oswald Bates. This is great because this is the male version of Kamala Harris, as one caller has suggested.
Before we vote on your request for parole, we do have some questions. Do you think you'll be able to adjust to life on the outside?
Allow me to partologize myself. Suppositorily speaking, my incarceration has forced, you understand, the ventilation of, shall I say, my dairy air. And upon my discharge, I will ejaculate my mind to the prophylactic of the bowels of society.
But how would you support yourself, Mr. Bates, considering that your reading comprehension has gone down every year since you've been in prison?
A very vaginative proposition, my man. That is to say, prostitution pertaining to the context, you understand, of the argument. I myself have imminentized my liquidation, therefore, ergo, i.e., that is the instigation, which is excessive cleavage, shall we say.
Exactly. Perfect.
I miss In Living Color.
Those were the good old days. All right, coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, merging the migrant and the homeless shelters.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, that's the plan. And what's next for ShotSpotter? But now let's head into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
6:33 on AM 560, The Answer. Moments ago, the European Union says they're ready to lend Ukraine $39 billion, all part of a loan package. Most of that money will be used to help the country repair and reconnect its war-damaged electricity grid and boost heating capacity. Authorities say a judge in rural Kentucky was shot and killed at the local courthouse on Thursday. The local sheriff has been charged with the murder.
We could use everybody's prayers, send prayers for the family, that they get through this difficult time.
Kentucky State Trooper Matt Gayhart says District Judge Kevin Mullins was hit multiple times in the shooting, pronounced dead at the scene. The sheriff, Sean Steins, was taken into custody. Today, a bipartisan House task force will be looking into the 2 Trump assassination attempts. The task force will start by focusing on the Secret Service's reliance on state and local law enforcement. Former President Trump telling the Israeli-American Council that Israel has to defeat Kamala Harris.
Support the foreign jihad sympathizers and Hamas supporters from our midst. We will get them out of our country. I will ban refugee resettlement from terror-infested areas like the Gaza Strip.
Trump speaking at the Council's National Summit in Washington, D.C., while Harris spoke at an Oprah Winfrey summit.
Absolutely, and when I am elected President of the United States, I will make sure that bill gets to my desk and I will sign it into law.
Harris leads Donald Trump 50 to 45% in a new small sample Florida Atlantic University survey. There could be more strikes on the way in the auto industry. UAW announcing a September 25 strike deadline at a Ford plant near Detroit. Stellantis plants could be involved in as well. The UAW made no announcements related to GM. Roadwork on DuSable Lakeshore Drive left vehicles damaged, caused a major headache for drivers Thursday, all part of a resurfacing project that apparently went bad as a base layer was revealed when the top layer of pavement was milled off. As a result, drivers said a minefield of potholes was left, leaving a trail of wheel covers and bent rims and frustrated commuters. Parent company of ShotSpotter ready to remove the gunshot detection system from Chicago after Mayor Brandon Johnson vowed to veto an ordinance designed to keep ShotSpotter. Sound Thinking announced it would begin removing about 2,000 sensors from across Chicago on Monday. Johnson says he wants something better.
There is an RFI that is coming out as we look at other technology to help first responders get to the scenes faster.
The city's current contract with ShotSpotter is set to expire on Monday. A Schaumburg man is accused of sexually abusing an Uber driver while traveling on a Chicago area toll road. On Wednesday, Jenna Bora appeared in court Thursday. He was denied pretrial release. He's charged with 1 count of aggravated battery in a public place. It's a Class 3 felony, and 1 count of criminal sexual abuse, a Class 4 felony. Pair of struggling offenses will try to get it right when the Bears visit the Colts Sunday. Week 3 kicked off last night with a Jets win over the Patriots, 24-3. Cubs down the Nationals 7-6. White Sox start a weekend series with San Diego. College football, the Fighting Illini open Big Ten play tonight. The number 24 Illini take on number 22 Nebraska. The news service of Remke's Garage. Take it to the experts. Take it to Remke's Garage. The shop at Remke's is equipped with state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment and highly trained technicians. Remke's is your Sprinter, Diesel, and Toyo Tire headquarters. Visit remkesgarage.com, REMKES garage.com, and schedule your inspection today. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dr. Sebastian Gorka can see Harris stretching the truth again.
We have 5 million assault weapons on the streets of America. We've got to deal with this.
How mandatory is your gun buyback program?
It's mandatory.
5 million assault weapons on the streets of America. It's weird. I have lots of quote-unquote assault weapons. None of mine are walking around the streets of America.
America First with Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Afternoons at 3, right before Sean Thompson at 4 on AM 560. The Answer.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions for free. Call now and find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-504-8790. I'm here with spokesman John Wolf. So, John, tell everyone listening who should call right now.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me here. It's always nice to answer the listeners' questions. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, give us a call right now. 800-504-8790. You'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now. 800-504-8790.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center, may not be available in all states.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-839-8484. 800-839-8484. 800-839-8484.
Support our police and hire the police to personally protect you. You've watched the news. Rising crime has been affecting our everyday lives in Illinois more and more these days. Blue Star Security can protect you, your business, or your place of worship. Blue Star Security is the only security company in Chicago with over 900 off-duty police officers, all W-2 employees.
I'm Anthony Varchetto, president of Blue Star Security and a 20-year law enforcement veteran. The Blue Star team is made up of over 900 state-certified active and retired law enforcement professionals. We serve businesses and private organizations with supply chain and special event security and also protect our loved ones at places of worship and schools all across the Chicagoland area. Blue Star Security's technology allows mobilization of off-duty officers quickly and efficiently. Our primary mission is to provide unparalleled protective services for each assignment with integrity while maintaining our commitment to community service in the Chicagoland area.
Visit online to schedule a free security consultation at bluestarsecuриtyllc.com. That's bluestarsecuриtyllc.com.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
641, Team Hochberg Traffic Center time. This update is service of Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance. With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win, so what are you waiting for? Check with Allstate first. For a quote today, you're in good hands with Allstate. CTA Pink Line service suspended. CTA Orange Line delays of uncertain duration. An Orange Line train is standing still at Washington and Wells as a police investigation continues. Traveling on the Dan Ryan this morning, stop-and-go traffic on the inbound side due to an accident with a left lane block between the Stevenson and Roosevelt, already 30 minutes into the circle. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next. AM 560 Weather Center forecast. Partly sunny, maybe a thunderstorm, high 87. Mainly clear and 64 overnight. We've had some light rain crossing the area, most of it moving out of the area now, 71 at O'Hare. Your next news update is at 7. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Now, from the Signature Bank Studios. If you're looking for the latest news, insight into what it means, and the sharpest opinion, there's only one station in Chicago where you can turn, and it's this one. We're AM 560, The Answer.
You know I love that song. I'm waiting. Good morning. Amy Jacobson here, John Anthony,
Hey.
and for Dan Proft.
Hey.
Well, he goes swinging, hitting a little white ball down the fairway across the pond in Ireland.
You know where I get that? Hey.
Come
on.
Jack Brickhouse?
Oh, what's happening now?
Oh.
Dwayne.
Oh, Dwayne.
Hey.
There's a video of me doing that.
No way.
No, there is. Quinn shot it. Remember Quinn? We shot it in the hallway here at the station.
Oh, my God.
I'll show it
The
to
Roger
you.
dance?
The Roger. I can do the Roger dance.
Oh.
So can you do it?
No.
No, you do
I don't
this,
pretend
this,
to
and
know.
then
No.
you jump. No? Okay.
I know my talent.
You're bringing me back to the 80s. All right. What's next for the ShotSpotter? 33 to 14 was the vote, which I think is historical that right now, can you remember a time in your life when any mayor in the city of Chicago had only the support of only 14 aldermen?
Yeah.
Has that ever happened in your town? Maybe you'll have one or two people go rogue.
Yeah.
But not that much. And here's Brandon Johnson when it was, because he's going to veto it.
Yeah.
And he was reminding people that executive branch outweighs the judicial branch.
In my case, I get to lead and tell people the truth. Now, if someone wants their mayor to just simply appease, to help ease their anxiety. That's what led us in this mess in the first place. But if you want a mayor that's going to tell you the truth and do everything in your power, my power, to make sure that the people of this city are safe, then you have the right person.
And really, what is ShotSpotter?
We have spent $100 million on what essentially is walkie-talkies on a stick.
Oh, my God.
And soon after that, somebody made a T-shirt with a walkie-talkie on a stick.
No way.
And that exploded. No, I'm kidding. No, not too soon. With more on this, let's welcome back to the program Alderman Raymond Lopez. Good morning, Alderman. How are you?
Good morning, John. Good morning, Amy. And good morning to all of your listeners.
Yeah, so what are you, walkie-talkie on a stick, huh?
Well, I think you were talking about dances, and I think when the mayor was making those comments, he was envisioning himself doing the Carlton dance in his head to the beat, because he clearly is not the mayor who lives in a world of truth.
But why is he digging in his heels on this? Is it because it was a campaign promise that he made?
Yes, it is a campaign promise, but there has to be something more to it, because anybody who's run for office knows that you say things, you get there, and you have to assess what you believed versus what the reality is. And this is one of those rare instances where you can say one thing about the technology, but then you learn the facts. You learn that it saves lives. You learn that it brings police to a crime scene quicker. You learn all of these things, and you say, you know what, hey, maybe we should tweak it, but we don't have to end it. But he is refusing to do that because not only him, but so many of the far extreme, hyper-progressive left that he's catering to, that mostly come out of the Chicago Teachers Union, want this technology gone. They want less criminal accountability in the city of Chicago and the county of Cook, and anything that gets in their way of achieving that goal is the enemy.
Well, tell us how ShotSpotter has saved lives. Or at least
since January of 2023, we have seen 1,976 lives saved because the technology sent police and first responders to a shooting location when no 911 call was made. So let's just think about that for a minute. That's nearly 2,000 people who were helped at the worst moment in their life because nobody called the police, and the mayor is saying that this is ineffective technology. I'd like to see him go tell their families that their loved ones aren't worth the effort to keep this technology in the city of Chicago, that it was a mistake to keep them alive. And I want to see him show up to the first funeral on the west side or the south side or any neighborhood in the city of Chicago for that matter when someone dies because there was no 911 call and nobody came and helped the person starting Monday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the homicide rate is going to go up. There's no doubt about that. And they're starting to take them down, excuse me, on Monday. Isn't that correct?
Yep. Everything goes down Monday. The mayor is clearly not only unaware of what the technology does, what the benefits are, and what 70% of Chicago wants, but he also doesn't understand government. Once again, we have seen where the legislative branch, the city council, has flexed its muscle, made its will known, and he is choosing to ignore this. We issued an order to him to maintain this in wards that wanted to keep it. He said we don't have the authority. We issued a law saying that we are going to give new authority for the superintendent to maintain contracts. That doesn't apply to him. Wow. You know, at what point are we going to have a conversation about this egomaniac who thinks that he's above the law? That's not how this works. We are not the fake news. We are the legislative branch that he has to listen to.
Wow. You know, I just got one question about ShotSpotter. How sensitive is that, the ability to pick up stuff? Because I may be going down a rabbit hole here, but can it pick up? Let's say somebody's in their house having a conversation. Is it that sensitive of technology, or could it go to that point where ShotSpotter can actually listen in on somebody's having a conversation in their kitchen?
The technology cannot hear what's going on in your house.
Okay.
And to be fair, and to be honest, even when gunshots happen inside buildings, that's usually when we have some of the issues with the detection technology, because four walls make for a very difficult triangulation. It works best when the shootings are out in the open.
Okay.
But there's no technology out there that's eavesdropping on you. So all of the ACLU's concerns about too many cameras and things of that nature don't apply to this technology.
Well, we do have one. It's the cell phone, but that's neither here nor there. But I got a question about, because I saw, I believe I was on wirepoints.org, Ted Dabrowski's outfit. Has Chicago learned the lessons from Detroit? You know, I remember when I was in the General Assembly and Detroit filed for bankruptcy, the pensions went pennies on the dollar, and now Detroit just leapfrogged Chicago and now Chicago has the worst credit rating among any major city. Are they trying to take any lessons from what happened to Detroit? Because with that said, Chicago's in a lot of trouble. Are the leaders listening?
I don't believe so. I believe that they have no sense of history. They have no sense of where they are in this moment, and they have no idea what is going on down the road for the future. And you see that more and more, not just with what we're talking about here, but even with this financial crisis that we're at. You are running a nearly $17 billion operation that is $60 billion in debt on a $10 billion revenue stream. That doesn't add up in any universe. And the mayor and his team and his allies want to keep that operation going, most of which was fueled by federal COVID dollars, which expire in about a year and a half.
Right.
And they want to shift the financial burden for all those cushy new jobs that they've created for all their crazy friends onto the taxpayers as the federal money dries up.
All right. Well, waking up this morning, learning that local leaders revealed a proposed plan. It's called the One System Initiative. Don't you love titles to programs where they're going to merge homeless and migrant shelters together? Do you know anything about this?
You know, everyone laughed when President Trump was asked what's his plan, and he said, well, I have a concept of a plan, and I'll reveal the concepts of my plan later, when he was debating Kamala Harris.
Right.
That's pretty much where Brendan Johnson is with the homelessness and the transition of the migrant situation to the homeless situation. But what I can tell you is that what you're seeing is the culmination of years of effort by the not-for-profit complex that exists within the city of Chicago to now having full control over a multi-million-dollar operation to address homelessness with no incentivizing ending homelessness, but just keeping the people in a state where they are constantly dependent in the city of Chicago.
So we have 48,000 migrants here in Chicago and about 68,000.
Right?
Right, that we know of. And then 68,000 homeless, correct?
Correct.
And then they just okay, go on. Sorry.
We have seen people that have transitioned out, found more reliable housing than the shelters that for the migrants that have come here. Not necessarily being able to pay their rent, but they're in an apartment, they're in some sort of housing, not a shelter. And the mayor's vision is to have a collection of not-for-profits continue and build upon what they put in place in many of these temporary shelters and networks, and basically just give the not-for-profits all the money to handle. Basically what he's doing is outsourcing this issue away from the city, so that you're taking it out of the hands of union jobs, taking it out of the hands of city control, out of the hands of legislative oversight, and turning it over to all of your not-for-profit friendlies who have now become your new patronage centers to basically run the show for homelessness in hopes that it's going to end. And we've seen where, just like with the anti-violence, when you don't have metrics that incentivize live outcomes and results, all you get is an increased and expanded welfare state that actually doesn't lift anyone out of poverty, lift anyone out of homelessness, but just keeps them in a constant state of need.
Yeah. Hey, Alderman, this mayor just doesn't like police officers, right? I saw the story about the Illinois National Guard, the former building that was sold by the state for $1, and the mayor wants to shift it from being a police precinct to a storage, maintenance, and operation of police vehicles. Do you guys as aldermen have a say in that, and what's the plan to make it a police precinct instead of just a storage?
Well, I have to commend my colleagues, Alderman Quinn and Alderman Tabares, who really have led the charge on this in the 8th District on the southwest side. The 8th District is geographically larger than almost every city in Illinois except for Aurora and Chicago, to put things in perspective.
Wow.
Over 250,000 people live in the 8th District, and it has less officers per capita than neighboring districts like the 7th District, which is in Englewood. We want to cut it in half. We want to make sure that we can better serve and keep people protected, because this district historically has under-policed the community and gone as it transitions from a retirement sleepy district to one that's more active, as we've seen with a lot of caravans, street takeovers, and things of that nature. We need to reassess and make some changes. The governor is willing to wrote a bill, going to sell the building to the city of Chicago. The local aldermen, the local community want it. They voted on it in a referendum. 12,000 people, if I'm not mistaken, said, yes, do this. But here again, the mayor knows best, right? The mayor thinks that he does not have to listen to what people want, that he doesn't understand how to keep people safe, and he's not being truthful with his intentions. You are 100% correct. He will do nothing that helps the police, that increases police presence, or makes him have to hire more police to protect people. And this is a very blatant example of that. We have the authority to purchase the building, to move forward as a city council, but he will ultimately direct his superintendent and the resources where he wants, even in direct violation of what we say. We see it time and time again. And it's going to set him up for yet another battle with the city council over public safety. And that is not a good look for a mayor who thinks he's going to be around for 28 years.
Oh, I know. And he even said that, too. Remember that was a press conference a few weeks ago. He's like, well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here to 2027 and beyond.
No, he's a one-termer.
Oh, you think?
It depends. If Alderman Ray Lopez runs, he could easily be a one-termer.
Or Alderman Beal or somebody. I mean, anybody. Yeah. We need somebody to run against him. All right, Alderman Lopez, we're going to have to leave it there for today. Thank you so much for joining us. We always appreciate it.
Guys, you have a great weekend, and stay safe to you and your listeners.
Thank you. I'm going to go put a Guadalupe candle next to my ShotSpotter near my house.
I should have invited him to the boat cruise.
Well,
Alderman, come on.
I'll let you too, Chad. Yeah. And Alderman Lopez of the 15th Ward joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Connect with Dan and Amy on the AM 560 The Answer mobile app. Just text the word app to 64636 to download the app today.
This is Seth Leibson for townhall.com. Israel has carried off a mission impossible, the technological and psychological equivalent of its raid on Entebbe in Uganda in 1976. There, Israel rescued over 100 hostages, losing only one Israeli soldier, Yonatan Netanyahu, the brother of Bibi. Of course, the UN Secretary General condemned Israel then, for the sad story of this world is too many simply do not want Israel to defend itself, rescue its hostages, or even exist at all. We see that in the condemnations of Israel's communications devices' attack on Hezbollah in Lebanon today, and we see it from people who never have criticized the A-team of terrorism, Hezbollah, a group that takes credit for thousands of deaths, including hundreds of Americans. These jihadists are responsible for tremendous violence and mayhem. Taking them on and out is what those with morally guided dictionaries should call justice. What Israel is accomplishing should be praised with amazement at its ingenuity. May it be a clear step toward a decisive victory for us and our ally.
Attention maintenance coordinators. Fans are a vital part of your business's building or factory. You've got to keep the air moving, but when they break down or need service, who can you call? Vans Industrial repairs all types of fans, from small wall fans to large air movers.
Hi, I'm Dave Van Camp, president of Vans Industrial. Fan repair is one of many services that Vans offers. If you have a fan with a damaged shaft, bearing, impeller, or housing, we can help. And if you need a new fan, we handle all major brands and can provide engineering assistance to properly size your new fan. Our crews can respond to your emergencies or routine maintenance and will have your fan back up and running fast. And when we're done repairing your fan, we can also dynamically balance it so it runs smooth for years to come.
Vans uses only the best and safest union-trained mechanics, insured at the highest level to perform the job right. Call 833-VANS-IND to get your fan repaired today. That's 833-VANS-IND. Or on the web, vansindustrial.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
All right, coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, once again, Sweden is leading the way. We'll explain. Oh, don't roll your eyes. We're going to celebrate my people now.
Black power!
Okay? Jag förstår inte svenska.
Black
But
power.
now let's head into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
ShotSpotter parent company ready to remove sensors from Chicago. And the smell of burnt pot no longer justifies police search of your vehicle. WIND Chicago News Time, 7.
There will be consequences. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what the Secret Service's acting director hints as Ronald Rowe plans a news conference days after the second Trump assassination attempt. But his comments today will focus on the investigation into the first one at the shooting at the former president's rally in Butler, Pennsylvania in July, saying they are moving into the accountability phase. So far, 5 Secret Service agents have been placed on administrative duty over security failures at the rally.
The idea that our elections would be upended by an assassin's bullet would be so catastrophic to the country.
That's Republican Congressman Mike Lawler. The House will vote today on a bill he introduced to ensure the presidential candidates get the same level of protection as the president. Oprah held a Unite for America live stream for Vice President Harris with a lot of celebrities joining in.
I'm just smiling from ear to ear, Oprah. I have never felt this much joy and optimism in a campaign in a long time.
That's actor Bryan Cranston. The vice president touted her plans for the economy and spoke out for abortion rights and against some state bans.
Among everything that is wrong with these bans and what has happened in terms of the overturning of Roe v. Wade, it's a healthcare crisis.
Harris will speak out on that today in Georgia. She met last night with the family of a Georgia woman amid claims she died because of delayed treatment of abortion complications. Former President Trump addressed the Israeli-American Council, warning if he loses, Israel will cease to exist.
And the Jewish people would really have a lot to do with that if that happens, because at 40%, that means 60% of the people are voting for the enemy.
Hezbollah is retaliating to Israeli sabotage, the exploding pagers and walkie-talkies in Lebanon this week that killed dozens and injured thousands.
We've seen a massive barrage of rockets come out of Lebanon to communities in the north of Israel. The potential of a second front opening in this war seems to be closer.
Fox's Mike Tobin in Tel Aviv. Israel has also launched airstrikes in Lebanon targeting Hezbollah rocket launchers. America's listening to Fox News.
70 degrees at 7:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Delays continue on the CTA this morning on the pink and orange lines. Delays of uncertain duration for both as police activity and investigation into a stabbing on a train continues at Washington and Wells. Roadwork on DuSable Lakeshore Drive left vehicles damaged, causing a major headache for drivers on Thursday. It all happened between Irving Park and LaSalle, part of a pavement resurfacing project. The top layer of asphalt was peeled off, leaving a minefield of potholes behind and a trail of wheel covers and bent rims, and some drivers facing bills as high as $2,000. The parent company of ShotSpotter ready to remove the gunshot detection system from Chicago, and already Mayor Brandon Johnson says he's looking ahead.
As we work to decommission this particular technology, we've had a working group with stakeholders to think about other forms of technology. Our administration has been incredibly collaborative.
Chicago police are searching for a teen accused of shooting and killing a woman in the city's Avalon Park neighborhood. Authorities say a 17-year-old boy shot the woman inside of a home. The federal judge overseeing the challenge to Illinois' gun and magazine ban questioned what would have happened if black victims of the East St. Louis race riot of 1917 had such firearms. A trial wrapped up on Thursday. Federal judge is taking all arguments under consideration. An ex-Gary police commander faces child pornography charges in Indiana. James Bond was arrested yesterday. He's accused of coercing a teen to send an explicit picture to his iPhone. And a federal judge declares a mistrial in the case of the former AT&T Illinois president, accused of trying to bribe ex-Illinois House Speaker, Democrat Michael Madigan. Madigan's trial is set to get underway next month. Lawyers in the Paul LaSciazza case will be back in court next week to discuss next steps. Bears visit the Colts on Sunday. Week 3 of the NFL kicks off with a Jets win over the Patriots. Cubs beat Washington 7-6, and the White Sox start a series with the Padres tonight. The news, a service of Quick Delivery Service. Visit quickdelivery.com when you need same-day delivery of your routes, ground delivery when you need it from safe, licensed professionals. Go to quickdelivery.com now to schedule your delivery. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Charlie Kirk can see the disconnect.
The propaganda that was being put forward. I'm Kamala Harris, and I want a tax cut for middle-income families. I'm Kamala Harris. And, of course, the question is, well, why haven't you done it already? Why haven't you done the middle-class tax cut? She doesn't believe it. It's just pure political propaganda for power. Is that there's a disconnect between what people are seeing on television and what's happening on the ground.
The Charlie Kirk Show. Afternoons at 1, right before Sebastian Gorka at 3 on AM 560. The Answer.
The following is a paid political announcement.
I'm Jim Karras, and I approve this ad.
Brad Schneider has spent a decade in Congress and failed the families of the 10th District. He has not passed a single law and blindly rubber stamps the far left. Now he's avoiding debates with Jim Karras because he's afraid of being held accountable. Jim Karras will deliver where Brad Schneider has failed. Jim is a common-sense, independent business leader who will strengthen our economy and keep our streets safe. Vote for Jim Karras because the 10th District deserves better. Paid for by Karras for Congress.
I opened a gold IRA with Noble Gold Investments. There's no better vote for your financial safety than precious metals. So Noble Gold Investments is giving away up to 10 1-ounce silver Trump coins or a 10-ounce silver American flag bar with a qualifying account this month. Just use promo code TRUMP. That's noblegoldinvestments.com.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Hey, I'm going to let you in on a wireless hack that can cut your cell phone bill in half. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, they want you to think that unlimited data is fantastic. Well, the fact is, it's not. Pure Talk, my cell phone company, only charges you for data that you need. For just $25 a month, you get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 5 gigs of data, plus mobile hotspot. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, and do it now. You'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Save money, same service with Pure Talk.
Building owners, property managers, and chief engineers. This one's for you.
Hello, this is Bruce Diedrich with Waukegan Roofing, your professional roofer. Everything starts on top. Your investment, your building, and everything in it is protected by your roof. It needs to be in good shape. That's where we can help. If it needs to be repaired or replaced, or you think it might, call us. Let's find out. Here's the number.
847-623-1625.
At Waukegan Roofing, our employees are union-trained roofing professionals with OSHA safety training certifications and have thorough knowledge and expertise regarding the various roofing systems we sell, maintain, and install. We know commercial roofing systems because that's all we do. Over 110 years of doing commercial roofs. Waukegan Roofing has the slogan,
roofs you can rely on.
Because you can. Here's the number to call,
847-623-1625.
And get the info at waukeganroofing.com. waukeganroofing.com.
We know what a woman is. And at Natural Womanhood, we believe that a woman's fertility is beautiful, powerful, and healthy, not something to be controlled or destroyed by doctors and big pharma. Women deserve better. Women deserve to know and claim the uniqueness of their natural female bodies. Women deserve access to authentic, holistic, and restorative reproductive health solutions. Women deserve to know they have real solutions beyond birth control for treating menstrual cycles issues or for family planning. Options without harmful side effects. Natural Womanhood produces high-quality, informative articles, podcasts, and videos to empower women to know and love their bodies. Find evidence-based information about birth control issues and alternatives, cycle issues like endometriosis, infertility, IVF, and more. Break free from big pharma, get healthier, learn how to work with your doctor to diagnose and treat cycle issues, or learn how to start conversations with resources from Natural Womanhood. Access the latest articles and podcasts, or even get a free consultation at naturalwomanhood.org. Visit naturalwomanhood.org today.
70 degrees at 7:08. CTA Pink Line and Orange Line riders. CTA tells us now that after that incident at Washington and Wells, a stabbing on a train, Orange Line and Pink Line service has been restored, and police have cleared their activity at Washington and Wells this morning. Because of the light rain that crossed the area, lots of accidents, including in Elmhurst, York, and North End. Lombard, North Avenue, and Route 53. Report of an accident in the cleanup stage in Bensonville, Thorndale, and Route 83. I-80 stop-and-go traffic eastbound Shepley to River Road. Delays this morning on the Dan Ryan in the express lanes. Just heavy traffic between Garfield and the Stevenson. Traffic, a service of Valdecast Windows for the discerning homeowner looking for high-quality and professional-level window replacement service. Contact Valdecast Windows, your award-winning Platinum Elite Pella certified contractor at Valdecast.com. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next. Now, your official Chicagoland weather forecast with Steve Williams.
Partly sunny, warm, humid day. Thunderstorm in spots into the early afternoon. A high today up to 87. Clearing tonight, low 64. Partly sunny, warm, and less humid tomorrow, the high 89. Shower and thunderstorm, cooler on Sunday, high 75. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
70 and clouds at O'Hare. Your next news update, 7:30. Breaking news as it happens. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Now, from the Signature Bank Studios, this is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning. Amy Jacobson here. John Anthony in for Dan Proft.
Hello there.
Hello.
Yeah.
Tally-ho. No, we need to speak Swedish.
Oh, Swedish.
Jag, say jag.
Ja.
Ja, ja. What is this, John Anthony? It's the Swedish national anthem. You don't know this?
I don't care. I'm American. America.
Okay.
It reminds me of, you and DJ, y'all, whenever we call you guys. Do you understand what he's saying when he's speaking in Swedish?
Who?
Do you understand the Swedish language?
No, I.
Well, he sits there and he's talking to you.
Oh,
My
I know
friend
your
DJ.
friend?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. You two call me once you've
yeah.
had a few soda pops.
No, he
Yeah.
calls you when he's had a few
and
soda
starts
pops.
speaking Swedish to me. But anyway, why we are talking about Sweden, they didn't only lead the way in COVID, remember? They
Yeah.
didn't shut things down, no mask mandates, no vaccine mandates. They had school. The only thing they didn't have was large concerts, and that was it.
Yeah.
And they led the way, and guess what? Their death rate, a lot lower than ours. Well, they're making the way now when it comes to migrants, because there's certain sections in Stockholm
Uh-huh.
that you unrecognizable. They even remember we did this story. There was a reporter and a photographer who went in to one of these neighborhoods.
Oh, yeah.
And they got
yeah.
attacked.
Yeah, yeah. I remember.
Because they wanted them out.
Yes.
And it was a
Yes.
group from Africa, and
Yes.
they got them out.
Yes.
With more on this and the big announcement, let's welcome back to the program Dominic Green, columnist for the columnist for the Washington Examiner, contributor to the Wall Street Journal, and fellow of the Royal Historic Society. Good morning, Mr. Green. How are you? Oh, see, he's speaking Swedish.
See? I lived there for a couple of years.
So what did you just say to us in Swedish?
I said, hello, Amy. Hello, John. How's it today?
Oh, nice. All right, so Dominic Green, what is Sweden doing when it comes to the migrant crisis?
Well, sorry to pay people to leave. Having lived years, I can tell you that you had to pay to live there through their winters. But the idea being there was $4,000 illegal immigrants as the workers repatriate themselves. I think this has a very little chance of working because if you're working as a shadow economy.
You know what, Dominic? We have a bad connection. We're going to take a break real quick here and reconnect with you. Thanks.
Hear about the big stories of the day then talk about them right here on Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, doctors Economos, Gavalis, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidiscipline practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists on site. They use the newest breakthroughs in dental technology such as titanium implants, Invisalign clear braces, and laser treatments. Don't let fear get in the way. They can recommend sedation to make your experience as comfortable as possible. Best Dental Group is located in historic downtown Bartlett and is a multilingual office. Call 630-830-4930, 630-830-4930, or visit bestdental.org. Best Dental Group, sharing your conservative values and helping you to conserve your teeth.
The following is a paid political announcement.
I'm Jim Karras, and I approve this ad.
Brad Schneider has spent a decade in Congress and failed the families of the 10th District. He has not passed a single law and blindly rubber stamps the far left. Now he's avoiding debates with Jim Karras because he's afraid of being held accountable. Jim Karras will deliver where Brad Schneider has failed. Jim is a common-sense, independent business leader who will strengthen our economy and keep our streets safe. Vote for Jim Karras because the 10th District deserves better. Paid for by Karras for Congress.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank, a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Scott Bartmus, co-founder of ESCO, a security and fire alarm services business, and a customer of Signature Bank. We work hard to give our customers peace of mind, so it's nice to know that while we have our customers' backs, partners like Signature Bank have ours. When COVID hit, there was a lot of uncertainty for many businesses, particularly surrounding the PPP loan program, with parameters and deadlines changing constantly. The executives from Signature Bank worked weekends alongside their staff, filling out and submitting applications to ensure they took care of us. That type of dedication is hard to find, but we found it with Signature Bank.
Signature Bank helps local businesses succeed. Want to learn how Signature Bank can help turn your business vision into reality? Call Signature Bank at 773-467-5600 or visit signaturebank.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
AM 560, The Answer.
All right, let's try this again. Dominic Green, columnist for the Washington Examiner, contributor to the Wall Street Journal, and fellow of the Royal Historical Society. Mr. Green, we lost contact with you when you were talking about what Sweden is offering migrants.
Yes, and I'm sorry about that. It's because I'm in London when nothing works. They are offering $34,000 a head to illegal immigrants to return themselves to their nightmare places of origin. This is interesting for two reasons. One, it's hard to believe that it'll work because for $34,000, you can earn that illegally quite easily in Sweden. The other thing is that it shows how far the window has shifted, and that even a few years ago, this would have been a completely unacceptable idea in virtually any European state, let alone in the United States. While now it's Sweden, which really, the Swedes prided themselves on being the leading liberal society in Europe, if not the whole West. It's actually the Swedish government which has come up with this, and that shows how drastically the mood has shifted. And we see it, of course, in the US as well, where Donald Trump is campaigning partly on the issue of expelling illegal migrants. And the Democratic Party, of course, are very enthusiastic about not doing that.
Well, where are most of the migrants?
We're in a different age.
Yeah, where are most of the migrants coming from? What countries?
Well, in Sweden's case, they come from places like Afghanistan, Iraq, Somalia, places that are notorious for being peaceful, freedom-loving,
right,
and law-abiding, with no problems at all with guns, militias, and religious fanaticism. That actually is where they're coming from. And in a sense, I mean, let's face it, a lot of the immigration, illegal immigration, is the result of the war on terror. The wars in the Middle East led to large numbers of people leaving and going to Europe. So that was an unforeseen consequence of that in some ways. In other ways, however, the numbers of people coming just reflect the fact that it's never been easier to travel from one side of the world to the other. and that there are vast criminal organizations that are feeding that demand. This is not a case of innocent victims getting off a plane. This is a case of people buying a ticket from some of the worst criminals in the world. So governments are starting now to realize that the majority of their populations simply have had enough of this. Sweden does publish statistics on who commits which kinds of crime. So do the Dutch government, so do the French government. The British government refuses to do this. But basically, everybody knows that there is what seems to be quite a close link between high levels of illegal immigration and certain crimes. And again, this is becoming a political issue that people are actually beginning to discuss, when previously it was just unacceptable to even ask the question.
But this is a big step. I mean, they were enticing migrants to leave and offering $976 an adult. And to jump that to $34,000, I mean, that's a big, big boost.
Let's go to Sweden, Amy.
I know.
It is. But perhaps the migrants should unionize and then negotiate from a position of strength, because obviously, less than 1,000 is that's not even an opening gambit if the Swedes are going to give you 34,000. No, but seriously, it shows this is the beginnings, I think, of a serious attempt. And it's only the beginnings of it, and it begins out of desperation, actually. It's people who want to stay elected or get elected who are realizing that something has to be done. And it'll take many years, I think, for a new understanding of immigration and how to police it to develop, because the laws we have governing asylum and immigration are from the middle of the 20th century. They have very little value in today's world. It's an entirely different thing. So this is going to develop piecemeal, I think, across different countries. But as I said, I think a new kind of norm will emerge by public demand across the Western democracies. And I think in American terms, clearly Donald Trump is much more in step with the public mood than Kamala Harris is.
Right. Let's talk about the pages heard around the world. As far as the exploding pagers and the exploding handheld radios. I don't know if Israel has taken ownership of it and said that it was them, but I saw the process of it. Taiwan shipped it to I forget which country.
Well, then Japan's may be involved, and they're all denying that they produce. I mean, it was something out of a movie.
Right, but what stops the enemies of America, the enemies of Great Britain, from finding a different avenue to do such? And I mean, are there safeguards in place? I don't know if there's safeguards in place in America or Great Britain to stop an attack, something like that, because China, our biggest enemy, could easily, because we get everything. I was looking at my cell phone like, wait a minute, you don't blow up in my hand.
Well, don't put it in your pocket if you want to keep your onions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are two things here. One is this, that from what we have discovered in the last few days, the Israelis set up a shell company, a fake company, several companies, for the day when something like this might be done. And then when Hezbollah made the purchase, it was routed through this company where they took the phones apart, put in some explosive, and then sent them on. The big issue, though, does affect all of us, which is basically to do with digital security. And here we see a similar pattern that we do in many other areas, which is if it's a private company doing it, they have an interest in maintaining security. For instance, Apple cares that your iPhone is secure because it's bad for business if anyone can hack it. The real weakness, therefore, is when the federal government has a hand in it. It's federal infrastructure which is weak. The Library of Congress, for instance, is running software from the 1990s, someone told me. The weakest point in the U.S.'s defenses is the energy grid. Yeah. Because again, these are not updated systems. They're installed and kind of left to run with the occasional patch. So there, you don't have to be highly sophisticated to get inside that, and it would seem that is the obvious kind of thing that somebody looking at a preemptive attack would do. And you're right that as we saw on 9/11, with the anniversary was recently, and it's something everybody I think was thinking about. It's very easy to be caught napping, and federal systems are very slow to react. And so it wouldn't surprise me to see some kind of malicious attack if it hasn't already occurred, because the war in Ukraine in particular seems to have been linked to a sharp rise in the number of systems outings and so on in sensitive digital infrastructure. So I think, in a sense, that's already going on.
Yeah, and when you look at, you brought up Ukraine. I mean, this last guy that tried to assassinate President Trump has been there. You know, there are people saying, I mean, there's rumors out there that this second attempt, Ukraine might have had a hand in it. I don't know if that's true or not. But I'm just seeing, you're just starting to see, I mean, you look at both of these guys being in BlackRock commercials, things of that nature. I just find it suspicious. And what was it, Blumenthal saying that American people are not going to be happy with the report, which they still have
from the first
assassination attempt.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about these? Wait, just real quick. Matt Gaetz just recently said that there are 5 teams out there that they know of that are trying to take out President Trump, and only President Trump, nobody else. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the first thing is that it's extremely dangerous for the health of American society if one former president isn't given the same security coverage as all the others. And it's even worse when the front-running candidate isn't being given that. That's foolish, and that's very, in the long term, very damaging. I wrote this week for my Washington Examiner column, was actually about the odd parallels between the 2 men who tried to shoot Donald Trump. Yeah. They both donated to Act Blue, which is, a Democratic fundraising organization. They both appeared on the screen. One was in an advert for BlackRock, as you say. The other was a volunteer in this kind of pro-Ukrainian video. And then, they both turn out to be lone shooters. And I'm saying that there's obviously some similarity and a pattern here, but how does it work? And I think it works by what we call social contagion, which is everybody is online. We're being barraged with political propaganda, let's call it what it is. Yeah. I mean, not just because it's an election year. And some people are crazy. Some people fall into their screen, and you get all these kind of unpredictable outcomes. What you can predict, however, and it doesn't, these 2 guys are not part of some organized conspiracy. They're just the equivalent of a ricochet. You tell people democracy is at stake and we have to fight for it, and some people will take it literally. What you can predict, however, is that crazy people will try and shoot candidates. That happens. That's a solid bet. And you can predict that as several presidents' stories show, people will actually succeed sometimes in shooting the president of the United States. So not having a full security envelope around the candidate is recklessness. And I think actually in some sense far more dangerous than the incitement itself. The failure to secure Donald Trump twice over now, it's, the consequences if someone was actually to hit the target are you can imagine.
Well, you can only be lucky for so long. And I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Barack Obama has far more Secret Service agents than President Trump does. But you over there in London, are you guys laughing at us at this lack of security for President Trump? Does it almost seem as if they're trying to eliminate him?
Well, yes. I will say, we've only been back over in London for a few weeks, and most people here are so absorbed in the disintegration of Britain that they barely have time to watch the news about how bad it is elsewhere. Yes, I think, seriously though, there is a concern, and this, the United States is the leader of the free world. People see this stuff, and they think, what is this clown show? How is it possible that twice someone can shoot at the guy from relatively short range? This is amateurishness. It suggests that the systems which are meant to preserve the American public are running down and being corrupted by partisan ends. And we see this similarly when, say, Kamala Harris says that she's going to set the Justice Department on social media companies because she says they have to be made to pay for what she calls disinformation and misinformation. But, if you look at, and again, if you look at it from the outside, what you will see is that most American media produce a kind of political propaganda for one party, and that it's actually social media which has eventually allowed the truth to come out. And we see, therefore, the decline of American freedom and the assault on the First Amendment, which is going on all over the West. Governments are trying to reduce freedoms of speech, but nobody is freer when it comes to speaking than Americans, and it performs a vital function for everyone else. Because, speech in England, for instance, is not as open. It's very, you're very hard to criticize people openly.
Well, couldn't you get arrested if you put something online that somebody deems as hateful?
That's correct. There are people who've been imprisoned in recent weeks for saying rude things on Twitter. Last week, on the other hand, a BBC presenter was convicted of soliciting and buying images of child abuse, and he was only let off with a fine. So it really depends. It really depends which team you're perceived as playing on. Two-tier justice is something which is a serious problem in Britain, as people call it. In fact, they call Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister, two-tier Keir. When you look at the manner in which the Justice Department in the US has been politicized, you see similar patterns emerging there, where some people get to say whatever they like, even if it's true or not, and other people are treated as though they are sort of fascist dictators simply for describing what's going on. For instance, the reporting of the state of the southern border and discussions about what to do about it. That's a very clear example where most of the media was completely neglectful of its responsibilities and even helped the government deny that there was a problem. And again, it was social media that actually exposed it.
All right. We're going to have to leave it there. Dominic Green, columnist for the Washington Examiner, thank you so much for joining us and have a wonderful weekend.
Take care.
Thank you.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, what type of gun was used in that possible assassination of President Trump? We'll start there with Dan Eldridge. But now let's head into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
This morning we have 70 degrees and cloudy skies at 7:31 on AM 560 The Answer. And good morning. Roadwork on DuSable Lakeshore Drive left vehicles damaged, causing a major headache for drivers. Last night, problems began in the southbound lanes after CDOT peeled back the top layer of pavement, milling it off between Irving Park and LaSalle. It's all part of a big resurfacing project, but that base layer was in much worse condition than expected. As a result, LSD was a minefield of potholes and, of course, left behind a trail of bent rims and frustrated commuters last night. The parent company of ShotSpotter ready to remove the gunshot detection system from Chicago. Could happen as soon as Monday, but Mayor Brandon Johnson says he's already looking ahead.
That is coming out as we look at other technology to help first responders get to the scenes faster.
Johnson says he still plans to veto a city council-approved ordinance that gives Police Superintendent Larry Snelling the power to sign a new contract with ShotSpotter. That current contract expires on Sunday. Chicago police are searching for a teen accused of shooting and killing a woman in the city's Avalon Park neighborhood. The 17-year-old shot the woman inside a home in the 6800 block of South Corbell. As lawmakers head back to Springfield for the fall session, Chicago pros sports teams are pulling out the stops in an effort to get public money for a new stadium. AM 560's Kevin Bessler has more on the back table discussions in Springfield.
The White Sox invited legislators and business leaders on a downtown team has proposed for a new ballpark. Governor J.B. Pritzker says it is doubtful lawmakers will consider giving the team money for a new stadium.
I don't think anything changed as a result of that. I haven't seen any real effort that would tell me that in the veto session it's going to be taken up.
The Chicago Bears are also seeking public funding for a new stadium complex on the lakefront, but Pritzker says it likely won't happen.
Listen, we want Illinois businesses to do well. This is a privately owned business in Illinois, and so, if I can find some way to assist, great, but right now there's no building any new stadiums.
Minimal discussions were held during the last legislative session in Springfield, with Bears officials saying they are hoping lawmakers will discuss the proposal in coming months. I'm Kevin Bessler.
The Will County Board is appointing Charles Pelkey Jr. as county clerk. Pelkey is replacing clerk Lauren Staley Ferry, who resigned last month. Pelkey had been the interim clerk since Ferry's final board meeting on August 15. Bears visiting the Colts on Sunday. The Jets kick off Week 3 with a 24-3 win over the Patriots on Thursday night football. Big night for Cody Bellinger and Seiya Suzuki, helping the Cubs beat the Nationals at Wrigley 7-6. White Sox in San Diego tonight. College football, Big Ten style, number 24 Illinois will open up Big Ten play against number 22 Nebraska at Memorial Stadium tonight. Chicago Sky's season comes to an unceremonious end with a loss, 87-54 to Connecticut. The news is a service of Turnkey.pro. Turnkey will fully protect your network with up-to-date cyber protection and real-time threat hunting for less than the price of a monthly car payment. Protect your small business today. Visit Turnkey.pro. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager reacts to the debate.
You wonder why they always have these debates, nearly always, at left-wing media sites. I mean, are we still playing this game that the mainstream media are honest brokers? I mean, it was 3-1, 3 against 1.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Charlie Kirk at 1 on AM 560. The Answer.
Get ready for the most important film of the year. From dusty small-town roots to the glitter of Hollywood and then on to commanding the world stage, Reagan is a cinematic journey of overcoming the odds and captures the indomitable spirit of the American dream. Starring Dennis Quaid as Ronald Reagan, this powerful new movie offers a profound exploration of the enduring impact of the power of one man who overcame the odds, sustained by the love of a woman who supported him in his journey. And Reagan's faith will leave you feeling moved and inspired. Reagan releases in theaters nationwide on August 30th. This is the movie everyone needs to see. Join me and vote for Reagan at the box office.
My very good friend Mark Joseph is the producer behind this film. He's been talking to me about this film for it's got to be close to 15 years. A labor of love. It is fantastic.
Tickets are available now at Reagan.movie. That's Reagan.movie. Reagan in theaters nationwide now.
If you have high blood pressure, listen to this story. Ira was given a grim diagnosis about his blood pressure. His doctor warned it's sky high. If he didn't get it down in 3 weeks, he was going to need surgery. So Ira began exercising, went on medication. But what seemed to be the miracle change, his diet. After thorough research and consulting with a nutritionist friend, Ira concocted a juice from foods that work like natural blood pressure medicines. 2 weeks later, his blood pressure dropped 30 points. What helped save Ira's life, amazed his doctor, is now available to you. Ira and his nutritionist founded 120 Life, a delicious juice and powdered mix with natural ingredients that have shown to lower blood pressure. Try it yourself risk-free with a 2-week trial pack. Go to 120life.com and use coupon code 560 to save 15% and get free shipping. They're so sure it can noticeably lower your blood pressure in 2 weeks, they'll give your money back if you're not satisfied. Order now, 120life.com. Use coupon code 560 at checkout.
From breaking news and weather across the country to insight from the brightest minds in conservative opinion, it's Salem News Channel. Home to the biggest shows on TV, like Sebastian Gorka, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, followed by Stacey Washington at 5. Join SNC, where facts are sacred, critical thinking is celebrated, and the pursuit of truth is unwavering. Watch Salem News Channel free now on Zumo Play. Learn more at snc.tv/Zumo.
Hi, this is Carl Amari.
I'm Lisa Wolf. Join us every Saturday night beginning at 8 p.m. for all things entertainment on Hollywood 360.
If you love classic radio shows, The Shadow, Jack Benny, The Lone Ranger, Dragnet, Gunsmoke, and many more, we have them for you on Hollywood 360.
We'll also present trivia contests with prizes, showbiz news, celebrity interviews, games, and movie reviews.
So don't miss Hollywood 360 every Saturday night beginning at 8 p.m. on AM 560, The Answer.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
7:38. Let's get an update on the roads. Team Hochberg Traffic Center. And this update, a service of almostfreeteeth.com. Overpaying for dental implants is over. If you have a medical PPO, find out how you could save 90% off on average to get your smile back. Check if you qualify at almostfreeteeth.com. Eden's 28 Lake Cook Road to the junction, the Kennedy, at 1 hour and 20. O'Hare into the Burns Circle interchange. The Ike right now is running at 77 minutes from 390 to the old post office. Dan Ryan, it's a half hour, 95th into the Burns Circle interchange. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next. Now your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Partly sunny with a thunderstorm in spots, high 87. Mainly clear and 64 overnight. Mostly cloudy and 70 at O'Hare, clearing along the lakefront, 67 in Waukegan and 70 in Romeoville. Your next news update is at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next on AM 560 The Answer.
Now, from the Signature Bank Studios. Only the biggest stories, only the biggest guests, and only the biggest opinions. This is AM 560, The Answer.
All right, good Friday morning. Amy Jacobson here, John Anthony, in for Dan Propp.
Hello there.
Thanks for coming in.
Hey, hey, hey.
Did you watch the Oprah Kamala Harris Gab Fest yesterday?
No. I just watched highlights.
They had it was a virtual rally, which it was not a rally. There were a bunch of people in a studio, and then they took some questions from people. But Kamala Harris, she carries. She's got a side piece, and I'm not talking about Dougie. Oh, no. And if someone breaks into her house, what?
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun. I did not know that. If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that. But my staff will deal with that later.
And she brought that up because she was speaking out against school shootings, and she brought that up. But guess what? If you live in Minnesota, what she said right there? It's called duty to retreat. Yeah. Listen to this. Which means you must back away from confrontation if it's possible, even if someone breaks into your home.
Yep.
That, my friends, is Tim Walz's Minnesota.
Illinois, too.
So she would be a criminal.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Illinois too?
Duty to retreat. It should be stand your ground. Every state in this union should be stand your ground. Because if somebody comes into your house, somebody attempts to hurt, harm, or inflict injury or danger to you, and you continue to push them down and tell them no, you should be able to defend yourself in any way possible.
With more on this and the gun that was used in the second assassination attempt on President Trump, let's welcome back to the program Dan Eldridge. He's owner of Maxon Shooter Supplies and Indoor Range. Good morning, Dan. How are you?
Hey, Amy. Hey, John.
Hey, bud.
Well,
so if you were a guessing man, what type of piece do you think Kamala Harris has? A 38 special, a 9mm? What do you got?
All I can say to that is good grief. And if you wanted to spawn another word salad, I would say ask her make, model, and caliber. Enough said. She's, what can you say?
Well, clearly she's pandering to try and get the vote, to try and act like, they're the outdoorsy folk. They're the Second Amendment right to own a weapon. But yet she bashes guns every time she gets a chance.
Yep, and assault weapon bans and all the rest of that. But I think we made great progress this week with respect to that topic. And good luck to them.
Yeah, get us up to speed for those of us who are not aware of the litigation that's going on when it comes to banning certain weapons in Illinois.
Over. This will be the trial on the merits. We have 30 days to file briefs. Our side came prepared. We came loaded for bear. The state essentially punted. They had 3 very weak expert witnesses, and in my view, it's as if they knew they would lose on the merits. We addressed both sets of tests, the Supreme Court's common use for legal purposes test and Easterbrook's kissing cousins to an M16 test. The state mostly argued the Easterbrook standard. So look for a decision late October, early November with a win. McGlynn, the judge, ended with a spot-on recollection of race riots in East St. Louis, wondering if the murdered and assaulted black citizens might have fared better if they were tooled up with better defensive weaponry. He said, go visit these sacred sites while you're down here. To me, that's just game, set, and match.
Dan, I always when I was in the General Assembly, I always used to use one word, and these people who were trying to ban guns and do all these things, I would use one word to test their knowledge to see if they understood it. What is nomenclature? Basically the breakdown of the gun. People had no clue what it was, what it meant, or understood it. That's how I used to know that these people were clueless and dumb as a box of rocks. But does this PICA, P-I-C-A, this was when they forced registrations for AR-15s, the so-called assault rifles and things of that nature. Is this part of is the registering of guns part of this lawsuit as well?
Well, this lawsuit would enjoin the state from enforcing the act in its entirety. So yes.
Okay.
But your point is a good one with respect to, let's just call it willful ignorance of firearms. Amy, you started with the rifle used by the alleged assailant in Florida, potentially against Donald Trump. It was immediately reported that it was an AK variant. Well, actually, it's not. It's from the pictures that I've seen, it appears to be an SKS rifle with a magazine on it. But setting that magazine aside, that SKS rifle is PICA compliant. It's even in the FAQ document from the Illinois State Police. It's even California compliant. So you've got a willfully lazy and uninformed press that calls every rifle an AK or an AR-15, just like they call every light plane that crashes a Cessna or a Piper Cub.
Right. And this is the same rifle that was used when Steve Scalise got shot as well back in, was that 2015, 2017?
Oh, on the softball
in the
field?
softball game, correct?
Right. I believe that's correct. I don't recall specifically, but it wouldn't surprise me because they're everywhere.
Now, Kamala Harris has said in the past that she wants a mandatory gun buyback program, and now she's coming out saying, no, I carry, so does Tim Walz. Will the real Kamala Harris come out if, God help us, she becomes president?
Well, it doesn't matter because we're going to win against either this PICA case or the Maryland assault weapon ban case, which formerly was called Bianchi. Mr. Bianchi had quite enough of Maryland and moved out, so now it's Snopes, which is seeking cert at the Supreme Court this fall. If the Supreme Court finds against Maryland in that case, which seems likely, then all of these assault weapon bans go away. And good luck trying to pass a federal assault weapon ban with this kind of precedent.
Yeah. And there was a federal ruling in the Rockford case about concealed carry law. Care to go into and explain to the people what that was about as well?
I'm not super intimately familiar with that one. I do know that it applies only to the named plaintiffs. Yeah. So I'd be careful extrapolating that out to any kind of general utility, but it's certainly a win, and we just continue to notch wins against the gun control people.
Yeah, and there's Kamala Harris is actually on record saying that she's going to, if Congress won't act, she'll actually do something by executive order. How about the Second Amendment? That executive order can't usurp the executive order can't usurp the Second Amendment, right, Dan?
I don't know what she would even propose to do. No, of course not. It's nonsensical. But I think that we even stand a chance of winning in the seventh. We're up against Frank Easterbrook and Diane Wood. Judge Brennan wrote a very good dissent when they overturned our stay. He left the door open to being convinced that the kissing cousins test is not a valid test. And I think that with bringing in engineers and manufacturers and building this record, these gun companies have two different production lines, two different sets of standards, two different sets of engineering that go into military weapons and civilian weapons. It's an entirely different thing. So even though we reject that standard, we address it. Additionally, Clarence Thomas opened the door to reviewing the Seventh Circuit. He expressed an eagerness to review Easterbrook's decision after the trial. So maybe those two things are enough to give him an out and not write an opinion that's going to be held up like a piñata by the Supreme Court.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that I know about the 2A community is that we get a victory and then we rest on our laurels, and we don't look to the next fight. Whereas
they're already fixing for your next fight. I can tell you,
people, they've already got 6-7 fights ahead. What should we, who strongly believe in the Second Amendment, what are some of the things that we need to look out for? Because we know the fight's coming. And how do we engage and keep people engaged in the fight?
Well, there's a couple things. Number one, when we win, we will recover attorney's fees, and it's in the hundreds of thousands of dollars just for my organization, Federal Firearms Licensees of Illinois, which is the dealer lobby group. We will have a war chest in the hundreds of thousands of dollars to start going after things. Is it the FOID card? Is it silencers, suppressors rather?
Yeah.
There's a wide field that we can go after things, and we'll have the financial means to do it because the dealer community, manufacturers, and distributors have been very, very forthcoming with financial support for this effort.
Right, but how is the concealed carry and things of that nature? How are these not infringing on the Second Amendment rights?
Oh, I mean, look, they are, John. I'm going to say, look at these gun control enthusiasts through the lens of the temperance movement, right? They have this quasi-religious zeal about them. It's an attack on an object rather than behavior.
Right.
They never consider the consequences, and it's mostly people that are completely, wholly ignorant of the issues and what it means. So I really think it is helpful to look at it through that lens and fight it in the way that was fought.
Yeah, I just have one more question. I know this is something that I'm really passionate about, the Second Amendment. I think was his name Joe Walsh used to say it's the most important amendment. Without it, no other amendment can withstand the onslaught of government. But we have a lot of people on the left. We have people, squishy Republicans, who really don't understand the definition of what an assault weapon is. I can take this pen and it becomes an assault weapon because if I attack you with this pen,
if you assault
it's
me,
an assault
and
weapon,
it's a weapon, right?
Outline what an assault weapon is, and an AR-15 is not. I know they believe that assault rifle, because AR is in the name. I'm telling you, I mean, it's some dumb people out there. But explain what the assault rifle, assault weapon, the difference between all of what the left is trying. I'm gonna say not left, the anti-gun establishment people, and how they try to intertwine all of them.
Okay, well, first I'm going to disagree with you a little bit, John. They aren't dumb, but they're devious and
fair.
relentless.
That's fair.
Assault weapon is a made-up propaganda term by the gun controllers. It means nothing. And if you look at this assault weapon ban, the nonsensical part of the Easterbrook decision is he's focused solely on the AR-15s and AK platforms. Well, what about the hundreds of other firearms that are not AR-15s, that are not AK-47s, right? These are suddenly, a shotgun with a 7-round tube is suddenly a so-called assault weapon. Yeah. It's a nonsensical propaganda term, and we reject it. Whenever I write the term in a blog post or an op-ed, I will put scare quotes around assault.
So is gun violence as well. That's another made-up term. It's not gun violence. It's normally gang violence,
right.
drug. It's
people
not
being violent
correct.
With a weapon.
Correct. Sorry about that.
I don't want to get shot. I don't want to get hit with a baseball bat.
Right.
It's pretty simple stuff.
Right.
All right. Where can people get more information if they want to help your organization or find out more about this?
Well, thanks, Amy. The website for the Dealer Lobby Group is fflil.org. That's Federal Firearms Licensees of Illinois. We're a 501c4, and we have raised substantial money so far. But boy, the big numbers are spinning on the meter with these trials. Just in closing, I mean, this whole thing has been a huge waste. COGFA, which is the Commission on Government Forecast and Accountability at the General Assembly, John, you're probably familiar with that. They reported $9 million in lost sales tax revenue in the first 12 months of this, plus job loss, plus unemployment tax, legal expenses on both sides, and all of this for nothing but preening and maybe fundraising on the left. I just look at the whole thing as a big fat waste.
That's true. Agree.
All right, Dan Eldridge, thank you so much. He's owner of Shooters Supplies and Indoor Rage, Maxon, and thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
You're listening to Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
I opened a gold IRA with Noble Gold Investments. There's no better vote for your financial safety than precious metals. So Noble Gold Investments is giving away up to 10 1-ounce silver Trump coins or a 10-ounce silver American flag bar with a qualifying account this month. Just use promo code TRUMP. That's NobleGoldInvestments.com.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Hey, I'm going to let you in on a wireless hack that can cut your cell phone bill in half. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, they want you to think that unlimited data is fantastic. Well, the fact is, it's not. Pure Talk, my cell phone company, only charges you for data that you need. With just $25 a month, you get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 5 gigs of data, plus mobile hotspot. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, and do it now. You'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Save money, same service with Pure Talk.
All right. Own a business? If you've been in business for a number of years, it's likely your company has grown in every department. You've added to your sales team, increased your client base, and now have multiple locations. But there's one area that could stop your growth right in its tracks if not protected, and that's your network's data. Is it secure? And it's not just your server that you need to worry about. Oh, no, it's the full infrastructure of your business. Think about your precious customer data, your employees' devices, smartphones, and all of your technology. You know, as you've grown, you've likely evolved your basic network over time, putting your company at risk to cyber attacks. And guess what? Every day, more than 30,000 websites are hacked, and 2/3 of companies globally have experienced at least one type of cyber attack. Don't be a statistic. Defend your business, your customers, your employees, and your future growth with Turnkey's real-time threat hunting protection. Turnkey has a solution to protect your business, so start a conversation today. Visit turnkey.pro. That's turnkey.pro.
When your home or business has an insurance claim, the next step is very important. The claim process with insurance can be tedious, hard to understand, and difficult to navigate. You need someone working for you. You need a licensed claim adjuster. Why? The insurance company will send out their inspectors that work for them, get paid by them, and represent them, not you.
This is Dan Lights from Crosscom. We inspect your property, file your claim, negotiate the damages, and maximize your settlement with your insurance company. If we complete the repairs approved by your insurance company, our service is free. Crosscom Public Adjusters has turned denied claims into approved claims. We've also increased insurance claims anywhere from 23 to 1,000%. We are licensed by the Department of Insurance and work in Illinois, Northwest Indiana, and Southern Wisconsin. Crosscom Public Adjusters, 630-871-5500. Online at crosscominc.com. That's crosscominc.com. Crosscom, building trust for over 20 years.
The following is a paid political announcement.
I'm Jim Karras, and I approve this ad.
Brad Schneider has spent a decade in Congress and failed the families of the 10th District. He has not passed a single law and blindly rubber stamps the far left. Now he's avoiding debates with Jim Karras because he's afraid of being held accountable. Jim Karras will deliver where Brad Schneider has failed. Jim is a common-sense, independent business leader who will strengthen our economy and keep our streets safe. Vote for Jim Karras because the 10th District deserves better. Paid for by Karras for Congress.
AM 560, The Answer.
All right. Rocking and rolling here. And we have a very special open mic Friday today. Because you and I are going to sing.
No, you're going to sing.
No. Oh, no. See this?
I'm just going to hum.
Okay. We'll explain.
I will hum.
You're going to hum? Real quick.
Yeah.
Back to the Oprah Gab Fest last night. You got to hear this. Basic question. You should know what questions are going to be asked. Well, because they screen people, I'm sure. And listen to this answer about the border.
What would be specific steps to strengthening the border?
So it's a wonderful and important question. My background was as a prosecutor, and I was also the elected attorney general for 2 terms of a border state. So this is not a theoretical issue for me. This is something I've actually worked on. Okay. I have prosecuted transnational criminal organizations for the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings. I take very seriously the importance of having a secure
She's in the
border
executive branch
and
right
ensuring
now.
the safety of the American people.
Oh my God. Do you think they replayed these?
Probably, but policy
interviews for her to say, hey, next time I want to come up with something specific?
No, because she continues to repeat herself over and over.
She does. All right, today it's going to be sunny, warm, a high near 90. It is 8 a.m. WIND Chicago.
Giving presidential candidates more protection. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Elections should be determined at the ballot box and not by an assassin's bullet.
Days after the second Trump assassination attempt, the House will vote on a bill Republican Congressman Mike Lawler introduced with a Democratic colleague after the first attempt to give candidates the same protection as a sitting president. And we'll get an update today on the Secret Service investigation into security failures at the July Trump rally shooting in Pennsylvania.
In an excerpt obtained by Fox News, Secret Service Director Ronald Rowe plans on saying the findings from the agency's investigation into the assassination attempt on former President Trump have prompted Secret Service to move the agency into the accountability phase. Rowe hinting that people could face disciplinary action.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz. 5 agents have already been placed on administrative duty. Vice President Harris got a lot of support from celebrities as Oprah hosted a live stream from Michigan for her.
My approach is about lifting you up.
Speaking out in favor of abortion rights and touting her economic plans.
One is bringing down the cost of everyday necessities, including groceries. So that's why I'm taking on, for example, price gouging.
A new Fox News poll shows that high prices rank as the most important factor driving voters to the polls this November, and that a majority of voters believe that high grocery and high housing costs are a major problem for their families.
Fox's Brooks segment, a majority of voters say they trust former President Trump more to handle the economy. He again warned that an Israeli-American council address if Harris wins.
Israel will be faced not just with an attack, but with total annihilation, and I hate to say it so much.
Hezbollah has fired a barrage of more than 100 rockets into Israel today, retaliating for the exploding pagers and walkie-talkies in Lebanon that killed dozens and injured thousands. Israel's been firing back. A Kentucky sheriff is now an inmate, jailed and charged with murder the day after he was accused of shooting a judge in a courthouse following an argument. America's listening to Fox News.
70 degrees in Chicago. It's 8:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Chicago police are investigating a stabbing on the CTA Orange Line. It happened early this morning around 4:30 a.m. on a CTA Pink Line train at Washington and Wells. According to police, a 32-year-old man was on the train when 2 men took out a cutting instrument. Then they stabbed that 32-year-old man on his left side. Service, by the way, on the Pink and Orange lines has resumed. The parent company of ShotSpotter ready to remove the gunshot detection system from Chicago. That after Mayor Brandon Johnson vowed yesterday to veto an ordinance designed to keep ShotSpotter. Sound Thinking announced it would begin to remove around 2,000 sensors from Chicago on Monday. Johnson says he's already looking ahead.
As we work to decommission this particular technology, we've had a working group with stakeholders to think about other forms of technology. Our administration has been incredibly collaborative.
Chicago police are searching for a teen accused of shooting and killing a woman in the city's Avalon Park neighborhood. The 17-year-old boy shot the woman inside of a home yesterday in the 6800 block of South Corbell. Bears and Colts on Sunday at Lucas Oil Stadium. NFL Week 3 kicks off with the Jets win over the Patriots last night. Cody Bellinger and Seiya Suzuki, big nights, helping the Cubs over the Nationals 7-6. White Sox take on the Padres at Petco tonight. Number 24 Fighting Illini open up Big Ten football with a game against number 22 Nebraska at Memorial Stadium tonight. The news is a service of Team Hochberg. Let Team Hochberg help you by visiting 56david.com or 855-563-2843 for the best rates and service. That's 56david.com, lower.com equal housing lender, NMLS 1124061. It's 8:04. Time for the AM 560 Business Beat, a service of Signature Bank. Visit signaturebank.bank for all your commercial banking needs. And now the latest from the Fox Business Network.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Home builder Lennar is expecting strong demand from home buyers in coming months and says lower interest rates will help. Its earnings topped estimates and its forecast is upbeat. Buyers responded to increased incentives, though the stock is losing ground this morning, down 2.5%. It's been making less on the homes it sells. Wall Street has been running up the stock, though, which rose 70% over the past year. Christmas in July is come and gone, and now we're already in the holiday shopping season. Barron says major retailers already have sales events scheduled from late September to the end of October. Holiday shopping still contributes a large portion of retailers' profit. Early sales are a response to signs shoppers will be spending cautiously. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jen Kosola, invested in you.
Larry Elder sees voters moving to Trump.
Trump said there will not be another debate, despite what people call a bad performance. Focus groups show that uncommitted voters are moving in his direction after that debate. They said Kamala Harris didn't answer the question about whether or not I'm better off. I can tell you, I'm not better off.
The Larry Elder Show. Weeknights at 8, right before Sean Hannity at 10 on AM 560. The Answer.
This is Sean Thompson. When you go on vacation, does it make sense to have somebody else pack for you? Of course not. The same can be said for your retirement. Your 401k could be packed with things you don't know about or even need. If you're close to retirement, but you don't have a plan customized to your goals, it's like kind of taking a 30-year vacation with no idea what's in the suitcase. Sounds like a stressful way to begin what should be a relaxing time. Tom Fortino at Alpha Wealth Group can help you unpack your savings and build a plan to reduce future taxes, address Social Security and health care, and a whole lot more, all with a clear, defined income strategy. Call the Alpha Wealth Group at 630-934-1855. Ask for the complimentary retirement plan. That's 630-934-1855 or online at alphawealthgroup.com. And listen to the Alpha Wealth Hour Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. right here on AM 560.
Advisory services through Retirement Wealth Advisors, LLC, and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Alpha Wealth Group, licensed in Illinois.
Hi, I'm Ken Mariotti, owner of Woodland Windows and Doors in Roselle. Summer is here, which is the ideal time to let the sunshine in and brighten up the house. Make those rooms that may appear small, dark, or dingy look better and bigger with larger windows or patio doors. Our highly skilled installers can enlarge openings if your space allows. For decades, Woodland has been transforming living spaces with Marvin windows, featuring styles ranging from modern to traditional. Marvin replacement windows and doors can also bring your backyard right into your living space. Ask us about connecting the inside to the outside. Since 1969, our professional services, along with the best products and installation, are why we are proud of our great online reviews. Need new windows now? Buy now, pay later with 0% financing for 18 months. Terms and conditions apply. Visit woodlandwindows.com and schedule an appointment today. That's woodlandwindows.com.
I opened a gold IRA with Noble Gold Investments. There's no better vote for your financial safety than precious metals. So Noble Gold Investments is giving away up to 10 1-ounce silver Trump coins or a 10-ounce silver American flag bar with a qualifying account this month. Just use promo code TRUMP. That's noblegoldinvestments.com.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Hey, I'm going to let you in on a wireless hack that can cut your cell phone bill in half. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, they want you to think that unlimited data is fantastic. Well, the fact is, it's not. Pure Talk, my cell phone company, only charges you for data that you need. With just $25 a month, you get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 5 gigs of data, plus mobile hotspot. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword SAVE NOW, And do it now. You'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Save money, same service with Pure Talk.
8:09. Let's get an update on the roads now. Team Hochberg Traffic Center time. And the Edens right now, 25 Lake Cook Road to the junction. Solid traffic in an hour 22 O'Hare into the Burns Circle interchange. Stevenson 53 from I-355 into DuSable Lakeshore Drive. And Dan Ryan 40 minutes 95th into the Burns Circle interchange. Vehicle fire burning out of control right now. Emergency equipment arriving on the scene with a left lane blocked outbound 57 at Sibley. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next. Now, your official Chicagoland weather forecast with Steve Williams.
Warm and humid, partly sunny. A thunderstorm in spots into the early afternoon. Our high today pushing 87. Clear tonight, low 64. Clouds and sun. Warm, less humidity tomorrow. The high 89. Shower and thunderstorm cooler on Sunday. The high 75. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560. The Answer.
70 at O'Hare. Next news 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next on AM 560. The Answer.
Now, from the Signature Bank Studios, this is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good Friday morning. Amy Jacobson here. John Anthony and for Dan Proft.
Hey, hey, hey.
And we welcome into our Signature Bank Studios. I think this is your first time here. Tony McCumbee, Illinois State Rep for the 89th District, House Minority Leader. And we have this little thing called an election coming up in 46 days, and all 118 House seats are up for grabs, as usual.
Every 2 years.
And so the question is, any hope for Republicans in the state of Illinois? Any House seats that you think we might be able to grab?
Oh, yeah. We actually have, absolutely. We have, unfortunately, I would blame the map, the most partisan, gerrymandered map in the nation. And we have 40 out of 118. I think we will. No, I know we will keep all 40 that we have today. And we are looking at five flips. So now that being said, the speaker is saying with the great 78 that he's looking at 5 flips, but I'd like to see that.
You're safe though in your district, right?
Yes. Yep.
And your districts change. Where does it start? Where does it end?
Oh yeah. No, I have parts of 7 counties now with the remap. I had parts of 4 counties. I went towards the Quad Cities before. Now I go towards east to Genoa. So my districts, like a lot of people, I have 97% brand new. They were kind enough to keep my hometown and give me my entire county, unlike last time. But it's a good district. I kind of was trying to figure out how am I going to do this. But being the Republican leader, I now go east because I'm in Naperville. We have an office in Chicago. So I'm traveling in Chicago, like I was saying before. I'm here, I was here 4 days this week. So I have to
now with the 5 flips, what are we talking? Where are we thinking that we're going to
actually
gain
all over
some
the
ground?
state? Yeah, all over the state. We have 2 open seats. So where you have Lance Yednock is retiring, and that's in the LaSalle and DeKalb area. He ran. He says, I can't serve my district with this progressive caucus.
Yeah.
And great guy, actually helped Republicans. Common sense Democrat. A local 150, great guy, and he's leaving. And it's funny, he leaves, and the progressives come out and say, "Well, we've done more for your district than you ever did," which is not true, right? Point in case right there. But so that's a seat there. We've got Liz Bishop running against a wackadoo who literally is. We've got hours.
I'm gonna get a T-shirt.
Wackadoo, right?
Wackadoo. Hashtag wackadoo.
Yeah, that's right. She's literally wearing a tinfoil hat.
Seriously?
Literally, we've got
that's wackadoodle-doo.
Yeah. And saying how we should police ourselves. Let's close down sheriffs and white capitalist pigs. And she's not right.
Yeah.
And who's running against her?
Liz Bishop. She's the Republican candidate, and she's fantastic. So we're going to pick that seat up. We got Dennis Reboletti in the open seat there in 45, Elmhurst area. That's another seat there we're going to pick up as well. He's running a great ground game, doing a lot of good things. That was a seat we
Thought Jen Laddish Douglas. We lost that barely. Deanne Mazzocchi was in there. Barely lost that
Hundreds
seat.
of votes, right?
Like
1,000.
300
Yeah.
around there, 350. And it was also kind of a weird race, that one. But we're definitely going to pick that seat up. The woman he's running against raised taxes 7 times.
Yeah.
You know, so you
Another
can't-
progressive.
You can't do that. You can't do that in Elmhurst. And I think that was a seat that probably Welch didn't necessarily. That wasn't probably his pick. But people are going to run. You can't stop that, right? And that's kind of the problem, right? The left's going to run and the right's going to run, and let the best person win.
Now, let me guess. Abortion is the central issue.
Yes.
That's what you.
Yeah, because this is a flyer. Reproductive freedoms are non-negotiable. This is from Raja.
Now, let me help that question, because what can Republicans do as it relates to abortion at this point? Anybody that's running for office, no matter what they are, what power do you or they have no power to shift or change abortion, right, in the state at this moment?
This is Illinois.
Correct.
So there's nothing that they can do. I mean, they were literally running resolutions just to have another vote saying, let's kill more babies. I mean, that's really, they're obsessed. They're obsessed with it here in Illinois. But there's nothing we can do. The thing is interesting, and they have to have these polls like we do. Right now, today, it is the cost of living.
Yeah.
Right.
It is inflation. It is immigration. People are wanting a Republican who is going to lower your taxes and your cost of living over a progressive who is going to be a one-issue voter on abortion, right? We're Republicans because we believe in less government.
Yeah.
And this isn't about the incest, rape, the life of the mother. This is what's interesting. And I think as a woman, as the leader, one of my first questions, they were asking questions about abortion. And I said, well, let's just stop. A DNC and a DNE is not an abortion.
Right.
And I don't really get questioned on it because a man's like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. And because it's not. And they keep gaslighting that it is. And so, it's just in Illinois, there's nothing to talk about. And and as for women, when they keep saying this isn't what defines women.
Right.
No.
We run households, we run businesses, we run families. We're trying to find health care for our aging parents. We're helping non-for-profits, and we're doing it all at the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we run for office, right?
Well, what about the post-birth abortions? I mean, Illinois is one of 9 states that have that. Is there ever a chance to tone that down or set any type of restrictions to 16 weeks, 20 weeks, 26 weeks, anything?
Well, what are you talking about, Amy? Didn't you see the debate? That's not that they say, They were like, that's not true. What are you talking about? I'm like, what? I was like, in my living room, I'm like, wait, Illinois. And it's regardless whether it happens or it doesn't. It can happen, right? And it does happen.
Yeah.
It has happened.
It has
we had even a
happened.
nurse from one of the hospitals, I think it was Christ Hospital, call in, and she saw it happen before her eyes, and then she quit later that day.
Yeah.
Because she was appalled.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. We have to bring balance to Illinois. We have to. In this position, we are 40 out of 118. Welch is power hungry. He wants more seats. The previous speaker, he wouldn't want 78. No way.
A headache.
Really? No way. He wouldn't want 78.
Herding cats.
No way. This imbalance is not good for the state. It's not good for Democrats. It's not good for independents. It's not good for Republicans. It's not good for business. We got the rule of 60.
Right.
So he will not, Welch will not allow a bill to be called unless there's 60 Democrats on a bill.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah. You talk about.
Far cry from Madigan.
That's right. That's right.
Why? What would Madigan do?
He
would
wants
allow it.
bipartisan.
Yeah.
And he wants bipartisan bills.
Yeah.
Even if that's one Republican.
One Republican.
Because then you can say, oh, this is bipartisan.
Yeah.
Because then advocates, whether you're a business community or whatever it is, they don't come to us and even ask for our vote or our support because you have to have 60 Democrats first.
Correct.
Oh
Wow.
God.
And they know this.
Everybody knows this.
Now, but we did get rid of the grocery tax. I mean, that's amazing.
That takes effect in 2026.
Right.
That's not going to help us now.
Well, that's right.
As a former small town mayor, you understand that they're going to find that tax somewhere else, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. They'll have to. They'll have to because they also, in this budget, took away a percentage. They raised the tax for the video gaming.
Yeah.
So you take away the grocery tax, and then the state takes more of the video gaming tax.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now you just rolled out a bunch of proposals, bills that you introduced, ethic bills. You mind explaining what some of them were? I know a lot of it had to do with, a few of them had to do with lobbyists, closing the door on legislators leaving, going straight to lobbying. How will that help as it relates to corruption and ethics in the state of Illinois?
Well, they've been talking about passing ethic bills.
Mm-hmm. I know. I introduced one.
Yeah, they're supposed to be doing this for years, right? I mean, here we have right now a new speaker because of lack of ethics, right?
Yeah.
But then you have a speaker come in when we're at the Bank of Springfield during the Me Too movement, who has a record of domestic violence himself. But here we are. We're not going to talk about that. If it was a Republican, that would never have happened.
Nope.
But I think they're common sense, very obvious. So, for example, you donate to one of mine is you donate to me, and I shouldn't be able to use that to defend my bad behavior, right? I mean, you're donating to get me elected, not to defend my bad behavior because I was unethical.
Which Madigan
in
is using money for his criminal trial.
So that's one of my bills, and they actually did give me, which I appreciated, a hearing in committee for that. So that's one, common sense. Another is, I believe it's Amy Ellick's bill from Alton area, that your pension, you shouldn't be able to get your pension, right? And your pension
if you're
should
a felon,
stop.
if you're
But it
convicted
should
of a
stop
felon.
during the, it should stop. So there's many times that the pension still comes through. That's federal too, but here in Illinois, pension's a big issue, and if you do something unethical and then you're found guilty, you shouldn't be able to get your pension.
Where are we at as far as the unfunded debt liability as it relates to pension? What number are we at now?
Well, as inflation goes up,
Right.
I mean, it gets better, right? But it's still 22% of our budget. And there's rumor during lame duck that we're going to see some pension rollback. We have to fix. I don't remember when you were in, but in 2011 when they did the Tier 2, they made a mistake with the safe harbor. So with Tier 2, I mean, you can't make less than Social Security. Okay. And so they're going to have to fix that piece. That'll be considered a pension sweetener, and which it really won't be because it's the law. But there's talk of rolling back some things, so that's going to raise the debt, obviously, and it'll probably be coupled with maybe invest in kids. So they're going to want to make it, so they want Republicans and Democrats together.
But 60 Democrats, though, first.
First. Yeah, that's right.
Now, why are you doing this? Because I sit here with Dan Proft every day, who just is giving up on Illinois, moved to Florida. I wish I could do that. I'm not, I have these things called children that I'd like to see.
Pesky little
but
things.
Is there any hope?
Yeah, and that's it. That goes back to your question, right? It's because I do have hope, and I'm not going to do it anymore when I don't have hope. I love Illinois. Save bad policy. Illinois would be the best state in the nation, quite honestly. I mean, look where we're at. Look at our infrastructure. We have the best high education. We have the best colleges. We have the best transportation, rail infrastructure. It's fantastic, right? If it wasn't Chicago, one of the best cities in the world, right? Save bad policy.
Yeah.
So I have hope. I do have hope. I'm selling hope every day. And now with this map, we're on a 10-year plan. It's going to be incremental change.
Okay.
And so we're looking at 5 seats this cycle. 5 seats get us closer to the map. Welch is going to be in big trouble this cycle. His own team, it'll be interesting to see if he's even the speaker.
Oh.
Because of the progressives that are regressives, I call them.
No, I mean, they couldn't pass the budget this time, John. I mean, they have 78, and it took them 3 times, and they had to break their own rules to pass the budget.
Wow.
59 fails. 59 fails. Break their own rules, suspend the rules to pass the budget because it's $1 million in tax increases.
Wow.
And nobody talks about it.
Wow.
Because it was 4:30 in the morning. Which
Right.
is
Oh,
normal
that's right.
for
Hey,
us,
that's
right?
normal.
Yeah, that's normal, right?
Oh my gosh.
So I never complain about that.
Right.
But
So you're driving around the state trying to help candidates at the House as the House Minority Leader.
Yeah, and the message is, regardless whether you're in the suburbs, whether you're in Danville, whether you're in Metro East, whether you're in Metropolis, Chicago. I came in downtown to walk towards. Wherever you are, the message is the same.
Yeah.
I am voting. I don't know who I'm voting for president.
Oh, really?
Cost of living, immigration.
Yeah.
Wow. And you're a Trump fan.
But no abortion. I didn't hear you mention that.
No. Abortion is not.
number one.
No, abortion is not an issue. I do not hear
That's
that
my
at
point.
the doors.
That's my point.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
right. There's no one issue voters that we talk to anymore.
Wow.
No single issue voters. Interesting.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, we have an opportunity here. And Trump actually is, I won it during Trump. Republicans, they say, oh, can't win during they said for me, because I flipped a D+6 district, and they said, well, Republicans don't show up during presidential. Oh, yes, we do.
Yeah.
They said, well, maybe you shouldn't run this time. Maybe you should run an off year. No, I said, at that time, I remember, if I don't run now, I'm never running. I've got it in my head, I'm running. Y'all talk me into this mess, I'm doing it, right?
Yeah.
We show up, and this is going to be a good year for us, not only in Illinois, I think, but it's, we're not going to win. Trump's not going to win in Illinois, but
I think he might get more votes than he did in 2016 or 2020.
2.2,
yeah, but he's not going to hurt down ticket.
Yeah. No.
He's not going to hurt down
I've said
ticket.
that.
Yeah.
I've said that people that are running away from him, I don't think this is the year to run away from him.
Yeah, in our polls, he's not. He's down, of course.
Of course.
But they said that Biden's top was like 48. That's where Kamala is, at about 48. And every poll that we've done has been since she was the candidate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real quick, what's your opinion about the new chairman of the party, Kathy Salvi? Are we headed in the right direction? Because you saw the fight. That was a huge fight that went down with Don Tracy and things of that nature.
Yeah.
You got the rhino people calling people rhinos, the establishment going after the grassroots going after.
Well, John, once you get elected, you're the establishment, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the grassroots movement is, we are the grassroots.
Right.
People forget that. And I think you have to embrace – no, I know you have to embrace that and be a part of that movement. But I want – in a lot of us, especially in rural areas, the grassroots is still the door knockers, right? They're not the social media warriors. Yeah. That's what we have to remember, and we have to support each other and build each other up. Kathy's going to, I don't know if any of us know. I didn't know what I was getting into for leader. I always say to myself, be the leader, she says. It's like, ugh. Yeah. Kathy's probably feeling the same. It's like, it's a lot. It's, drinking from a fire
I like
hose.
Kathy. So.
I wish her the best. I hope she does well.
And I see your billboard, you and Kathy Salvi together. And
I saw it the other day, too. I was like, what in the world? Who bought that?
I see you every day. Every day I drive. It's on the inbound, the Jane Addams.
Yeah, I can't figure
Rosemont.
it out. It's like, I can't see the paid for, and it goes too fast.
Right, but you see just you and Kathy.
Yeah.
It says Illinois Republican Party.
The new face of the Republican Party, right?
Yeah.
Well, and that's always, we are the party of the Big Tent, and we have great candidates this year, and we don't care, black, brown, women, 5 legs, 6 legs. We don't care. We don't care.
Good to see you guys are getting behind Dennis Rebelletti, because I think he's going to win. I know he's going to win.
Yeah.
I know Dennis is going to win in that district.
Oh, he's going to. Yeah,
and the hate has no home, Elhurst.
Oh, yeah, I know.
He's going to win.
Start talking to me about that. All right. Tony McCumbee, thank you so much. Illinois State Rep from the 89th District and House Minority Leader. Thanks for coming in the studio.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
The following is a paid political announcement.
I'm Jim Karras, and I approve this ad.
Brad Schneider has spent a decade in Congress and failed the families of the 10th District. He has not passed a single law and blindly rubber stamps the far left. Now he's avoiding debates with Jim Karras because he's afraid of being held accountable. Jim Karras will deliver where Brad Schneider has failed. Jim is a common-sense, independent business leader who will strengthen our economy and keep our streets safe. Vote for Jim Karras because the 10th District deserves better. Paid for by Karras for Congress.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6745. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6745. That's 800-575-6745. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
AM 560, The Answer.
Open mic! Open mic Friday! Call it now! Open mic Friday!
All right, that song can mean only one thing. It is Open Mic Friday. Grab a line, 312-642-5600. We can talk about anything you want. And John and I are going to talk about something, too.
Uh-oh.
But as usual, we have to start with the sponsor of the segment, the one and only, our good friend, David Kosick. Good morning, David. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Good morning, John and Amy.
Good morning.
So P. Diddy's in a lot of trouble, by the way. I just want to say that off the bat. I think he's going to sing. I don't think he was a very good singer anyway, but he's going to sing like a bird. I think it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of all that. But
well, if he doesn't get Jeffrey Epstein first.
Oh, they got hits on tape, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Well, anyway, that's going to be interesting to see play out, but I think it's all another distraction. He's the Epstein of the music industry, and my question is who's the Epstein of the sports industry? I don't know. And anyway, so when you look around at what's happening in the Western world, I think you can point to a country's stance on immigration and how they treat people who entered their respective nations illegally that shapes the safety and security of that country. So some countries are highly tolerant of illegal immigrants by rewarding them with housing, food, basic income, like here. Others allow some amnesty, and some countries don't tolerate any illegal immigration at all. In my opinion, there's a direct correlation of mass immigration to crime and a feeling of insecurity. I was watching the Trump rally in Long Island the other night, and it was nice to see him a little more fired up.
Yep.
He's had it's his firebrand, and I want to see it, right? I think people like that. He seems to be, super energized, and the crowds are eating it up. The attendance was huge, and the enthusiasm seems only to grow with every passing day. Heck, I saw the streets of Manhattan lined up to see his motorcade pass by. They were cheering and welcoming him, a far cry from what was just a few years ago. New York hated him, and now it seems they're changing their tune. Trump thinks the state of New York is in play, and based on what you see, it looks like he might be right. At the end of the rally, I was waiting for the YMCA tune and there to be like a dance party, right? However, instead, they played Nessun Dorma, a pretty notable opera tune, and the last line of the song in English translates to "We will win, we will win, we will win," which is, on its face kind of fun. And I thought that was interesting. Also of note, he played that same song after the first assassination attempt at the RNC when he first spoke.
Oh, that's right.
So, have you guys seen the movie Sum of All Fears?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, do you remember the last scene when they played an opera song and they go and all the traitors and the deep state actors get executed?
Yes.
They played that song, right? That exact same song. So is there a message there? Is that a troll or is it just simply a song? I think it's cryptic and meddling, right? Any great troll at very least. So I want to remind people that a conspiracy theorist is a person that researches a subject and then uses logic and critical thinking skills to form an educated opinion instead of just blindly believing whatever they see on TV. And it's more important now than ever that we keep questioning things that we're told as fact. So I like the fact that he's really zeroed in on illegal immigration, and that energizes the people. 18 million illegals don't have to pay taxes, but we do. 18 million illegals don't have to pay rent or mortgages, but we do. 18 million people, illegals, don't have to get vaccinated, but we do. Even if you're the most jaded Democrat voter, you should be outraged that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are using our tax dollars to create a new welfare class that will have rights that you don't have. That's all. That's a message that all Americans should resonate with, and he should keep hammering it. I saw this soliloquy, I don't know how to describe it any other way, on X the other day of a 20-something attractive Spanish woman talking about living in South Korea. She talked about something very simple but very obvious to her from being from Spain and now living in South Korea. The woman said that she was not afraid to walk around alone anywhere in South Korea. But when she's in Spain, Italy, or the United States, she's always scared to walk alone.
Wow.
No one's going to steal from her, rape her, harm her, murder her there. So she asked herself, what's different? what's changed and where her fear would be so great in these Western countries. Her answer was strong immigration laws, which make a big difference. South Korea apparently does not allow illegal immigration at all. So she goes on to make the observation that the globalist agenda is specifically targeting the West to the point of destruction. This young lady goes on to say that one of her biggest dreams in life is to have a family, but why would she want to do that when her kids can't go outside without fear and danger and peril? Now, she's a Spanish citizen and can't vote in the U.S. elections, so she says anyway, but she says the only solution that she sees to save the West is to beat the global agenda is to elect Donald Trump. In her view, and this is a big takeaway, as most Europeans I know and have met think this way, that Donald Trump will first save America and second will save the West. So she pleads with every American to vote for him. The globalists are scared of him because they know that he's strong enough and powerful enough to destroy all their evil plans. And then you've got the ex-chief border chief, Aaron Heitke, I don't know how to say that, in front of some congressional committee, that he was ordered to hide illegal immigrants from the media and cover up the border disaster by the Biden-Harris administration. He said special interest aliens, or SIAs, and known and suspected terrorists, KSTs. Heitke was ordered by the Biden administration to cover up and hide the data on the terror encounters. In San Diego, California alone, 2 flights a week are dedicated to flying illegal aliens to Texas, each flight costing $150,000. Fentanyl in the U.S. has skyrocketed, and that too was covered up. A single pill under the Biden-Harris administration went from $10 to 25 cents because of the sheer volume pouring in, supply and demand. Large sections of the border have no agents whatsoever for weeks and months at a time. He goes on to say that we have no idea who's coming through and that we have decreased detention space and the detention's funding has been cut. And just in time for election season, he saw that after 3.5 years, the Biden administration finally asked Mexico to curb the number of crossings, which will be temporary as he has no confidence that these measures will go on should they retain the White House. So it's clear that the American people don't need any more Haitians or Venezuelans or South Americans or any other foreigners for that matter. We're full. We're simply full. We have been subjected to 50 years of unlimited immigration from the third world, and it's ruining our country. I have this friend who's this great contractor. He came in from Poland in 1986 legally. He says that clearly the United States is not the same country that he arrived to in 1986. It's dirtier, uglier, crime-filled, graffiti-laden, anti-American, and in favor of lawlessness, and a country that puts people in other countries above our own tax-paying citizens. So what's on the line this election is literally the future of the free world. We need to close our border, stop incentivizing people to come here and get their free stuff. And the only way that we're going to do that is to elect Donald Trump again. He's only one dude, right? One man, and he's become the symbol, though. He's the symbol of the free world. As the world watches, we'll find out if the will of the freedom-seeking, law-abiding, decent populace of the world will be represented, or if we'll succumb to this new world order. Right after that last presidential election in 2020, I remember seeing some ragtag rally where Sidney Powell and Lynn Wood spoke, and Lynn Wood said at that time, and you know, whatever you think of Lynn Wood, he said that we the people were going to be the saviors of our own democracy or something like that. And that's really struck a chord with me and stuck with me for the last few years of this turmoil, and it gives me hope. The Great Awakening is here, and we the people are waking up, standing up, and not falling for their false flags anymore. It's their worst nightmare, and we're less than 60 days out. And, you know, so it's our country, and we want it back, and I like our chances. So have a great weekend, guys.
All right.
Thank you, David. Appreciate that. And just so you know, according to People magazine, Sean Diddy Combs has been placed on suicide watch.
Yeah.
He is being detained at the Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center after being denied bail twice following the indictment on sex crimes against him.
Yeah. You know, they say he had almost all of every room in his house with cameras. So, I mean, think about the number of people that he's been with.
Oh, Oprah, the Obamas,
you know,
LeBron James.
Yeah.
I remember he said there ain't no party like a P. Diddy party.
Well, there's two different P. Diddy parties, according to Jaguar Wright, who was the one out there talking about this, and people called her crazy. You know, there's the party, and then there's the partay.
Oh.
You know, there's the party after the party, and that's the party. So you could go to a Diddy party, but the party that's after that party, that's where all the shenanigans happen.
Oh my
allegedly.
And speaking of Trump, this was him in New York. Spot on. He has to say this every campaign stop.
We're going to win New York. And if you vote for me, I'm going to reduce your taxes, reduce your crime, and reduce your levels of stress. The only thing that I will increase are your incomes, and your love for your state will come roaring back again. To the people of New York, with crime at record levels, with terrorists and criminals pouring in, and with inflation eating your hearts out, vote for Donald Trump. What the hell do you have to lose?
That's it.
That question.
Vote for me even if you don't like me.
Yeah.
You're voting for the future culture of this country.
That's it.
Can you imagine if there's a Harris administration? How many more illegals we're going to have here? I mean, we don't even have enough room at at a four corner.
Right.
Stop sign, excuse me.
I know they talked about the dogs and the cats, but what was it? 15,000 Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio. Imagine if that happened to cities across America. We can't sustain this, Amy. We simply cannot sustain this. We got to get somebody in there who's willing to shut it all down.
312-642-5600. Do you want to play this song?
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so, but then I'm going to go to my sad place. I don't want to go to a sad place.
What's that? Oh, well, it's okay.
Because I put on a good face when I come in here.
Yeah.
You know, as my coach always said, leave your problems at the door.
Yeah.
Unless they're really bad and you need help. And so I always try and do that. But this song has helped me.
I think it's encouraging, though.
This song has helped me, and I know it's helped you, and it's helped millions of people who are going through some things right now.
I think I'm rubbing off on you, Amy.
Jelly Roll. And I never thought I'd like Jelly Roll, but now I love him.
Yeah.
I don't even mind his face tattoos anymore.
I am not okay. I'm barely getting by. I'm losing track of days, losing sleep at night. I am not okay. I'm hanging on the rails. So if I say I'm fine, just know I learned to hide it well. I know I can't be the only one who's holding on for dear life. But God knows, I know, when it's all said and done, I'm not okay, but it's all gonna be alright. It's not okay.
Oh,
now you know.
Caught you saying
this guy.
Yes.
He's 39 years old today.
He's 39 years old.
39 years old
Today?
Well, not today,
Oh.
but I'm saying today he's a 39-year-old man. He's been in and out of jail since he was 14. He started off as a rapper, actually. And when he got out of jail, his wife waited for him. He got married. His wife waited for him. Barbie, I think that's what she goes by. And he sings from a place that he's walked, that he's lived, and I think that's why his music resonates to so many people, because I think it was Zig Ziglar who said it. What comes from the heart reaches the heart, and not Zig Ziglar. I know the guy. I forget his name, but what comes from the heart reaches the heart, and I think he's taken the world by storm, and I'm talking about the world by storm, because when you look at the world today, the state, the condition of the world today, Amy, people are hurting. People are lost. People want to give up. There's so many people who are looking to give up, and we can't allow that to happen. And I think what his music provides is that salve to cover the wounds, that no matter what you're going through, it's going to be okay.
All right. Thank you.
That's what I believe.
312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line. Let's go to, let's just get this out of the way. Kevin, the Prime Minister of Ireland.
Oh, he's with Dan.
Because Dan with you, Prime Minister.
Dan was with me. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. He's now, like this Ryan Ruth, he's in the rough on a manicured golf course. He's waiting in the rough as is his normal golfing performance. 'Twas a rough week, John Anthony and the wonderful Amy. 'Twas a rough week, I agree with you. The listeners ask me, will that great Irishman Mike Madigan be headed to the big house before he heads to the big house in the sky? and anti-free speecher Kamala Harris said Elon Musk himself should be behind bars, proving that since Ryan Ruth is incarcerated, the Democrats are truly without Ruth, ergo ruthless.
I see what you did there.
I did too.
John Anthony, wouldn't you say that Kamala suffers from the imposter syndrome when you hear her talk?
Oh yes, definitely.
I think so.
I mean, she has a Mexican accent. She has a black accent.
Oh, she's got
white girl accent.
Exactly. Now, I'm going to say a few things. I want you guys to laugh at the puns. A brush with the law for combs. Others ask me to name names, such as J-Lo, and to reveal dirty gay details of the Black Brigade's answer to Jeffrey Epstein, none other than Puff Daddy P. Diddy. There are photos, videos, bad boy records. He's got a lot of them. Politically speaking, it was love at first sight. A rich and horny minority with an Irish first name. He served hungry Washington politicos and Hollywood celebs what we Democrats need most of all, money and all kind of sex. Sex by the boatload. Everyone wonders, were your parties a criminal enterprise, Diddy? Or didn't he? It was not Jiffy Lube, but lube in a jiffy. Okay. FYI, there is no law against having 1,000 bottles of lube on the wall. 1,000 bottles of lube. These freak out orgies. Can I please see a list of who are the attendees? That's right, who are. But the defense rests.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Now look out for Dan there in Ireland, okay?
I'll take care of him, lady.
Okay, you have a good weekend.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, but what, did you read that criminal complaint against P. Diddy?
I did not.
It's like a horror film.
Yeah.
I mean, they would kidnap people and they would hold them against their will, drug them up, and he had male sex slaves. And they would hurt them physically so badly that at the end, they had to give them IVs so that they could recover.
Wow.
So they didn't have a suicide, or not a murder on their hands.
So here's my question. How do we know all that about Diddy but don't know anything about Epstein? I mean, come on. I'm sorry. Why do we know all of this
Epstein
about...
conveniently committed suicide. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's an indictment, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
So where was all this information about in the Jeffrey Epstein indictment as far as...
There's a lot of retractions.
Oh, yeah. But we know it all about Diddy.
Redaction, not retractions.
Yeah.
Redacted information. Let's go to Will and Skokie. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer. Hi, Will.
Good morning. Good morning. I figured something out that kind of struck me. You know, people talk about Trump when he speaks, all this rhetoric and stuff, and it's disjointed, going off on tangents and things. He does not give political speeches or talk politically. He talks like a couple of guys sitting there BSing, you know, exaggerating and, throwing out stuff and throwing out ideas and things like this. It's just he's just sitting there shooting the stuff with people. And that's probably one of the reasons why so many people are attracted to him, because when he gives a speech, it's like you're talking to a buddy, as opposed to some politician sitting up there and bloviating. Anyway, have a good one. Thanks.
Well, I think you saw that with the Greg Gutfeld interview.
Oh,
I think that was one
brilliant.
of his best interviews.
Yeah, let's, I'll just, when he talked about, well, first of all, Greg Gutfeld was joking around with him about his golf game.
Well, Mr. P, how's your golf game?
Well, haven't been thinking about it too much lately. I always said golf is a very dangerous game.
It really is. It really is, especially if they're playing with you.
Yeah, that's true.
That was a mean joke.
Greg.
Pretty sad.
If they had told you that the shooter was there, would you have tried to take him out with your 3-wood?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, if I knew. Actually, the Secret Service did a great job. They saw the barrel of a gun, big gun.
Yeah.
And it came out through bushes. And how many people would see that? First, he really was very exceptional to have done it.
There are people questioning, saying, Trump, well, first of all, this sounds like Trump set this up. This was not an assassination attempt. The dude was in waiting for 12 hours. I don't care. Just that act alone is enough for me to say, what the heck is going on, Secret Service?
And Merrick Garland has decided not to file he's vetoing attempted assassination charges against this guy.
And that's a shame.
That is
his intent. What was his intent?
His intent, he was there for 12 hours. So
Exactly.
his intent was to kill. So
Yeah.
how is that not enough evidence to charge him?
Yeah. This dude, he needs to go.
He's
still bitter.
Trump on both shooters.
You know, both of the shooters, one is dead and the other one is in prison. And it was really great work, again, by Secret Service. And a woman who saw somebody running and running for the car because he was caught, and the Secret Service agent started shooting at him, didn't do any talking, said just, that's a barrel of a gun, started shooting, which was amazing. Then he saw it, and then he started shooting. And so this man is running to the car, and a woman, of course, woman's always a woman, right?
We just found out, yeah.
No, but think about that. How smart. Who would do this? She sees somebody running, and she didn't like the way he looked. He looked very suspicious, and followed him and took the car, parked it right behind his, and started taking pictures of the license plate. Who would do that?
A Karen.
And then sent the picture to the sheriff, who's a great sheriff of Palm Beach County, and sent the pictures to the sheriff's office, and they got him in a high-speed chase down the highway.
Yeah.
But who would do that? I mean, I said, out of 1,000 incidents, would that ever happen? And they said, very rarely a thing like that. So she's very much of a heroine, right? Heroine.
A hero, but he needs to get her and bring her on stage at one of his rallies.
Yeah, I agree.
To publicly thank her.
I agree. Well, he went and met with some of the officers.
Oh, yeah.
I guess he brought them to Mar-a-Lago and shook their hands to tell them thank you.
Yeah, and they seemed grateful as well. But I mean, that's winning. A guy sitting there for 12 hours.
Yeah.
And I mean, and you saw the video. I'm sure you saw where he was camped.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, he
set up a little
would have
fortress
gotten
there.
that shot off easily.
How did he know Trump was going to be there, though?
I know somebody told, because there's other golf courses that Trump has golfed at in West Palm. He chose that one last minute. I don't know, something doesn't smell right. Let's go to Tom in Blue Island. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Amy. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. How are you?
It's smooth. I found some tiki torches in the dumpster over here at the job site, and I was wondering if we'd be in trouble with Kamala Harris if I brought them to the boat cruise tomorrow, brother.
Tomas.
I'm not answering.
You can
I'm not
bring
getting
him.
involved in that.
He
No.
hung up.
Yeah, your boat cruise is tomorrow. Is it
Yeah,
sold
boat
out?
cruise is tomorrow. Yeah, we got a few more. You'll be able, if you want to attend. The link is down because we have to prepare for food and stuff like that. But if you want to show up, you can purchase ticket. You can purchase a ticket at the site, the Burnham Harbor.
Okay.
Free Spirit Yacht Cruise.
What time does your cruise start?
Starts at 4. We're not leaving until 4:30 though.
Oh.
Yeah. starts
Wait,
at
maybe
4.
I can go.
Oh, look at
If I get done, I've got 3 jobs right now. If I get done with my other job, I can come and see you.
We're not leaving until 4:30.
Okay, that's good to know.
Right, Captain Joe?
From Burnham Harbor.
Burnham Harbor.
Yeah. I don't know if I can swing that, but I'll
It's
try.
right. It's right across from Soldier Field.
Yeah.
Yeah, that harbor.
I
For the people that don't know.
Okay.
I know you know.
I've been in every harbor in this town.
I like
It's
Montrose
so great
Harbor.
to live here. It's so fun. Anybody want to pay for my speeding? No, not my speeding ticket. My blowing off a red light.
No.
Oh, what was
a
it called?
solid red signal.
Oh, a solid red signal. Okay. That was this morning.
$164.
David and Racine, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Greetings and salutations. Got an idea for an argument against ranked choice voting. If it had been around in 1968, there was a possibility that George Wallace could have been elected president.
Okay. Interesting.
Since votes that don't have all the choices are thrown out, and obviously some people would just would not even put George Wallace on their ballot. So, how many ballots would have been thrown out?
Yeah, that's true. I wonder how that would look here in Illinois. Would that hurt Dems for ranked choice voting? Is that the reason why they haven't introduced it? Because that's a very progressive idea, and yet Illinois has yet to introduce that. I should have brought that up to Leader McComey.
Yes, next time.
Yeah.
But I was impressed with her. I've never met her before.
No? Yeah.
Have you met her before?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. many years ago.
She gives me hope. Yeah. Bob in Buffalo Grove, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Amy. Good to talk to you, and good to see you, John. We'll miss you on the cruise tomorrow. And watching you, Amy, in Barbie Pink today.
Yes.
Early this morning, you noted the influence of celebrity endorsements. I could care less. But now I've heard these celebrities say they leave the country if Trump is elected. But will they? As you noted earlier, also, Sweden offering monies for the migrants to leave. Might we assemble flights to get rid of our celebrities? Just wondering. You guys have a good weekend.
Amy.
Thanks, Bob.
You saw the movie Reagan, right?
Oh, yeah, I did. But I
Amy-
saw the before they edited it.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
I was in Chicago. Did you see it downtown?
No, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it's about close
Jim
to
Minardi
4
and I
hours long, and then they were asking us what parts should be.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they just wanted our feedback.
I just want to say, if you haven't seen it, it truly is a love story about America, in my opinion, and it shows just how much the enemies of America are looking for our next leaders, and understand who the threats are, and they come after them, and they try to dissuade them, things of that nature. What it reminded me of was when we had leaders who truly loved this country and only wanted to see the best for this country. If you have not seen Reagan, Charlie Kirk and Larry Elder are saying, let's vote for Reagan at the box office. Let's vote for this movie at the box office. I really want it to do, extremely well. If you haven't seen it, I'm not getting paid nothing to say this.
No, I know.
It was just that good of a movie.
Yeah.
I teared up in a couple of those
so did I.
scenes,
I cried once.
Ronald Reagan, he had his flaws, like we all do. We all have flaws, Amy.
Right.
And
We're all broken.
We're all broken. I know I am. I'll be the first, and I think sometimes I'm more than willing to talk about who I am and mistakes I've made and things of that nature. But that movie, go see it, Reagan.
The assassination scene in the hospital. I mean, he was funny.
Yes, he was beyond
he
funny.
was smart.
Yes.
And he was lovable, but he loved this country.
Yes, and he could clearly articulate his love for this country. Now, he made mistakes. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah. John in Bridgeport, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, morning, guys. Just real quick. People in the media are knocking Trump for bringing up the dog and cat situation in Ohio. To that, I say, let it keep going, because there's a segment. Trump is brilliant. There's a segment of the population right now that, it's not family, puts human characteristics on their dogs and cats. You get their picture in Christmas cards and all that. If these people know what's really happening with some of these migrants coming in and eating the family pet, I hope it gets broadcasted worldwide. And then that targeted group Trump just tapped into is just, you could just chalk another one up on his behalf. Last but not least, good luck to the Southside Brother Rice football team heading to Loyola tonight for a night game. See if the Wilmette people will embrace them.
Uh-oh. You guys better not be drinking and littering on the streets. I wish we could. That soundbite was.
I know.
Do we find that? What was that? Remember that resident who was all up in arms? That when they come from other parts of the city, they're drinking,
Karen,
and walking down the streets, making life hard for them.
Tyler Perry has a movie in his character. Byron. That's what I feel when I hear people talk like that.
All right, let's go to Eduardo in Tampa Bay, formerly of Midway. Hi, Eduardo.
Traitor.
Yeah, good morning. I wanted to bring up Amazon is going to be forcing their workers back to work 5 days a week.
Uh-oh.
They were talking about how people were doing laundry and doing house chores while they were working from home. So I think that's going to be...
Who would ever do that, Eduardo?
Right. Yeah, especially when there's no cameras at home.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. I never have done that, ever.
Right.
Yeah. Well, this younger generation, they just do not want to go back to the office.
Yeah, they don't.
Whew.
They do not.
3 days a week, and they just feel so imposed upon. Like, I can't go back 3 days a week. Yeah, you can. Quickly, Kevin in Austin, Texas.
Good morning. Thanks for taking my call. I'd liked hearing, is it McCombie, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly? I'm glad you guys had her on there. It was a little bit of hope for Illinois and that they're working at it, and it's also talking about working with the grassroots to grow Illinois GOP. So it didn't happen overnight, but it won't change overnight. But just to make an effort, and even if you get involved just a little bit on a precinct level, Tom from Blue Island, people like that, it can make a change. So, and also, how is it? 46 days.
Yeah.
Yep.
Stop the spread of socialism.
Stop the spread.
Still getting involved. Remember to stop the spread and all that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, you can get involved in even if it's not in Illinois. But if you increase the vote in Illinois, and if Trump were to win the popular vote, I think it would be great.
Kevin, real quick, I will say it was refreshing to hear her say that she's willing to wants to work with the grassroots, because guess what? Yeah. Neither side can win without each other. It's just simply we don't have the numbers here in Illinois.
And you had Senator Johnson, who was talking about, the other day when he was on with Dan. Well, how are you going to work? It's the ground game. It's knocking on doors. Those are the people.
That's what she's doing.
That's the grassroots.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Yep, thanks for calling. Real quickly, Chuck in Delavan, Wisconsin, take us home.
Hey, D-Like Duo, 2 to 5 at the Sunday tap room. The getaway on Monday, DJs. On Tuesday, they got the big 28th annual Fat Tire bike ride tomorrow. Everybody come up to Lake Geneva. You sign up at Champs, and it's a $45 fee, and all the money goes to charity. So everybody get up here.
All right, thanks, Chuck. Right. Thanks to John Anthony for filling in. Justin Kosa, Quinn McCarthy. Have a wonderful weekend. It is now 9 a.m. WIND Chicago.
They keep battling at the Lebanon border. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Israeli residents who haven't been evacuated from the northern communities have been ordered into emergency shelters, and each day the potential of a second front opening in this war seems to be closer.
That's Fox's Mike Tobin in Tel Aviv after Hezbollah fired a barrage of 140 rockets into Israel while Israel keeps launching airstrikes.
That follows this deadly and unprecedented sabotage of Hezbollah electronics that resulted in 37 deaths and about 3,400 injuries. The rigging of Hezbollah radios and pagers both threatened and humiliated Hezbollah leadership.
Former President Trump told the Israeli-American Council he would get the hostages Hamas holds in Gaza set free if he's elected, and if he loses the election.
Israel, in my opinion, will cease to exist within 2 years, and I believe I'm 100% right.
We'll get an update later today from the acting Secret Service director investigating the first Trump assassination attempt. Fox News has learned Ronald Rowe appears to hint of consequences for security failures.
5 agents have been placed on administrative duty